review. It is an incomplete pass. Be third down from the 13-yard line.
So that tip of the ball did barely touch the ground. That's the ruling on the interception. Called an INT on the field by Kyle Hamilton. So the Irish defense jogs back out onto the field. And so now let's see where they line the ball up. An incomplete pass, so it should be third down and 12 from the 13-yard line. They can keep this drive going without getting into the end zone. They can get to the 1-yard line for a first down. The ball placed middle of the field for Carter Bradley. The tailback is Bryant Kovac. And Bradley waits for the whistle for the green light. There it is. 60,000 plus. We'll see what happens now on third down and 12. Empty backfield for Toledo quarterback Carter Bradley. One wide out to his right, who now motions to his left. Claps for the ball, drops back, stands in the pocket. The ball knocked to the ground. At the line of scrimmage, the ball batted up in the air and knocked down. Jason Ademilola got a big paw on it to bring up fourth down 12.
Well, we talked about him before the game, but Jason Ademilola has been fantastic for the Irish defensive line right there. Just a bull rush, putting two fists into Tyler Long, right guard for Toledo, and then putting up his right arm right as Carter Bradley was going to throw. Deflection, and it really stems the bleeding that happened after the big play by Toledo to get down in the red zone.
Moving left to right, ball placed exactly middle of the field. 31-yard attempt for Thomas Clucky. Kick is up, plenty long, and the kick is good. 10:06 remaining in the first quarter. Notre Dame ends its first drive with a touchdown. Toledo scores a 31-yard field goal. 10:06 left in the first. Notre Dame leads Toledo 7-3. You're listening to Fighting Irish Football.
Problem: Ted's a good tipper, maybe too good. So he always needs lots of cash on hand. Solution? Flagstar Bank's checking accounts with access to over 56,000 fee-free ATMs. That's Flagstar's human interest rate. Interest in our customers that inspires solutions that make us one of America's best banks, according to Forbes. Learn more at flagstar.com/checking. Flagstar Bank, the power of the human interest rate. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Order up, Fred.
Thanks, darling. Woo-wee! That hits the spot. Freedom Fred here from Grody Automotive. It's finally pumpkin spice season, and I'm pumped. So I'm going to help you save a latte on a car you love. You can save up to $4,000 based on the price of the car you pick. Now that's a sweet deal.
But Fred, what if I've been roasted over credit in the past?
Don't worry, darling. Like cream and sugar, my team sweetens up the banks who want to say yes to you. We've got what you need to put the pep in your step. So dump your old ride and save a latte on a car you love today. You can save up to $4,000 off the price of the car you choose, based on the price of the car you pick. But hurry! A deal this spicy won't stay hot long. I'm Freedom Fred from Grody Automotive, and I'm on a mission to help you break free from your old ride. Get pre-approved at GrodySaysYes.com. That's GROTE SaysYes.com.
Grody Automotive, one of the Midwest's largest used car selections. Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual discount. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely ends 9/30/21.
This is Notre Dame football on Sunny 101.5.
Welcome back to South Bend. 10:06 left in the first quarter. 7th-ranked Notre Dame leads Toledo 7-3. The Rockets just put an end to their first drive with a 31-yard field goal. They are all set to kick off here. And ball is in the air, back deep for the Irish, Chris Tyree. Ball sails over his head, and once again, Notre Dame will start on its own 25-yard line. So that first drive, Ryan, those points came easy. Jack Cohn marched him right down the field. He was 4 out of 4, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. Michael Mayer, the recipient of the touchdown from 4 yards out. He had 3 catches on that first drive. And we talked quite a bit, Ryan, as the Irish offense jogs on the field before the game about will they be heavily committed to getting that run game going, at least not so far. Kyron Williams, 2 carries, only 6 yards.
But that's how they started last week at Florida State, too. Not a single run to score their first touchdown. Here's where Notre Dame needs to develop their run game, and already a new formation that kind of spreads out the defense. Glad to see Tommy Rees make that adjustment after week 1.
Moving right to left on the near hash, 2 pass catchers to the right of Jack Cohn and a pair to the left as he walks up and down the line of scrimmage, shouting to his offensive lineman. Play clock down at 4. Chris Tyree behind him from the shotgun. Turns, hands off to Tyree, cuts up the middle, met at the line of scrimmage, fights to keep his feet, but just got out to the 25 and a little bit beyond. Give him a gain of 1. Outside linebacker Jonathan Jones, who played 38 games here at Notre Dame, from 2017 to 2019 made the stop.
And Jonathan Jones putting on Instagram this week, this game's for the transfer portal, so he's trying to make a statement. But Notre Dame's really losing the run game at the second level, blocking the linebackers. That's something that has to improve quickly.
Cohn from the shotgun, 2nd and 9, drops back, quick out to his left behind Kevin Austin. He hauls it in as he falls out of bounds at the 33-yard line. The ball a little bit behind him. Austin caught it, picks up 7 yards.
Just a catch and shoot from Jack Cohn to Kevin Austin, and those quick connections build confidence for the quarterback and the receiving corps.
So good for Notre Dame fans to see Kevin Austin out there healthy, making big plays last week in Tallahassee. Now has 5 catches on the season. 3rd down and 2 now for Jack Cohn in the offense on the near hash. He's in the shotgun. Waits for the snap, takes it, turns. Hands off inside. Tyree out to the 35-yard line. About a half yard beyond what he needed. They'll give him a 3-yard gain. Safety Zachary Ford came rushing up to make the stop. But that's 1st down and 10 Notre Dame after a a ground game effort of 3 yards.
And a fun formation right there for Notre Dame. They had Chris Tyree and Kyron Williams on either side, the kind of old T formation that us football heads love to see.
8:38 and counting left in the first quarter. Notre Dame leads Toledo 7-3. 1st and 10 from their own 36. Cohn gives inside across the 35 and out to the 38-yard line. Goes Chris Tyree, picks up 2. Outside linebacker Deontay Johnson made the tackle as he brought him down low.
Chris Tyree and Kyron Williams clearly getting the coaching point this week. Hey, go ahead, get your shoulder pads parallel to the line of scrimmage, but you have to cut back once you get 2 to 3 steps towards that tackle. Both running backs cutting it back to the teeth of the defense.
2nd and 7, pair of tight ends in the game, Michael Mayer and George Takis. Mayer motions to the right side. From the shotgun, Cohn drops back. Nice pocket. Now he's flushed out to his right. Still looks downfield on his own 25. Fires near the sidelines and incomplete at the 43-yard line on the far side. Kevin Austin tried to catch that one as he was falling down. A little bit too much outside. Darius Alexander, the defensive tackle, applying pressure to Cohn. That was the first incompletion for Jack Cohn. He's now 5 for 6 for 61 yards. He faces 3rd down and 7 from his own 39-yard line.
And Jack Cohn building on his success, career highs in yardage, touchdowns, and completions last week against Florida State.
3 wideouts to his right. He's in the shotgun on the near hash. 3rd down, 7. Takes the snap. Here comes 4. He stands in the pocket, throws to the far side of the field, complete to the 45 of Toledo, and tackled at the 42-yard line. Braden Lenzy with a 12-yard curl, stopped, hauled it in, turned upfield a little bit, and picks up 18.
And much more aggressive routes being called by offensive coordinator Tommy Reese. Lenzy was wide open by himself about 15 yards downfield.
Now in the far hash, 1st and 10 from the 43. Cohn throws this way to the near sideline, complete to Austin at the 40, reverses field out to the 40 and run out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Cornerback Quinyon Mitchell stayed with him as he spun toward the sideline. 9-yard gain, Cohn to Austin.
I have to mention left tackle in his first start. Michael Carmody is absolutely destroying the defensive ends that Toledo puts against him. 3 pancakes on passing plays already.
2nd and 1, a bunch trio wideouts to the right. The inside handoff, though, you hear the whistles just as Cohn handed off to Chris Tyree. The referee is Dwayne Height.
Timeout. Toledo, their first timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
And they called that timeout because they're about to get a flag for 12 men on the field again in the first quarter. So some undisciplined coaching and playing by Toledo.
So while both teams are on their sideline, we'll keep it here. 7:09 left in the first quarter. The Fighting Irish lead the Rockets of Toledo 7-3. Notre Dame on its 2nd possession, facing 2nd down and 1 when they jog back out from the Toledo 34. And while they remain on the sideline, a quick glance down at what the Stars are doing. Jack Cohn, another hot start. He is 7 out of 8 for 88 yards, including a 4-yard touchdown to Michael Mayer. Chris Tyree, 3 carries, 7 yards. Kyron Williams, 2 carries for 6, so a modest start to the ground game. Just like we saw in Tallahassee last week, it's the passing game. And Jack Cohn's efficiency leading the way for the Fighting Irish, at least early.
But that opens up the run game in the future, right? You get passing, the defense gets a little soft, and then the run game has a couple more lanes.
You hear the whistles. Once again, they await here to give Jack Cohn the green light. Both teams are on the field. Notre Dame moving right to left. A tight bunch formation, 3 pass catchers to the right of Jack Cohn. He's in the shotgun here. On 2nd down 1, more whistles.
What is happening today? Oh, the timeout coordinator for TV was telling them to wait, and now they wound the clock. Dave Dare is in the booth with us. He does that on Thursday Night Football. And
Sunday night. He's a Sunday night
football,
guy. Yeah.
And he'd love to have that much attention on him in the stadium.
He has stepped off the field, so now it's 2nd down 1. Cohn in the shotgun. Drops back. He's in trouble. He's sacked. He fumbles. Ball's on the ground. Toledo pounces on it on the 45-yard line. The cornerback, Quinyon Mitchell, came on the weak side blitz. Cohn never saw him. Mitchell stripped him from the backside and also jumped on the ball. So it's Toledo football, 1st down and 10 on their own 44.
And Jack Cohn's going to see that film and want that one back because Quinyon Mitchell came all the way from the cornerback position on the rare corner blitz. But watching the film, that's something Toledo like to do. And it's so tough for quarterbacks to see because as soon as that cornerback comes on the blitz, they're already in the blind spot of the quarterback behind him.
The weak corner blitz every now and then. You forget about it.
Yeah.
You're coached to watch it every time. Jack Cohn missed that one. Turnover after the sack, so 7:03 left in the first. Notre Dame leading Toledo 7-3. The Rockets with 1st and 10 on their own 44. They run it right up the middle across the 50, running room up to the 40-yard line, or just before he got to the 40. Brian Koback found a hole off of that left side. Moves the chains on 1st down. J.T. Bertrand, the outside backer, eventually made the tackle. The Koback gets 14 yards. It's 1st down and 10 from the Notre Dame 42. Bradley right back on the ball from the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back, fires right down the middle, complete to the 20-yard line, and tackled on the far hash at the 18. A strike from Carter Bradley to Devin Maddox on the in route, 23-yard gain.
And Carter Bradley, using his intelligence, Notre Dame was in a lot of man coverage early and then was in a zone there, and he waited for the open of the field to open up.
1st down and 10 from the 19. Back to the ground game up the middle. Nothing going. Contact at the 20-yard line. Drew White, the middle linebacker, came in untouched. No gain on Brian Koback. But the Rockets are on the move. 6:12 and counting left in the first quarter. They kicked a field goal from 31 yards out to end their first drive. On the move again now. 2nd down 10 from the Notre Dame 19. They trail 7-3. New tailback in the game. Jaquez Stewart comes in for Koback. Carter Bradley moving left to right on the far hash in the shotgun. Notre Dame 3 down linemen lined up. They rush 5. Toledo runs up the middle, now bouncing out to the right side across the 15 and wrapped up at the 15. Just outside of the near numbers here, gain of 4 yards. Up the middle, out to the right. Now it's 3rd down and 6. Big play here for both sides. 5:28 and counting in the first quarter. Notre Dame on top of Toledo 7-3.
And if you're Toledo, you want a shot at the end zone right now. You're not thinking 1st down. You weren't able to reach it on your last drive because you want Notre Dame. You're expecting a blitz from Notre Dame in that defensive front.
Notre Dame lines up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players lined up on the ball on 3rd down and 6. Bradley waits for the shotgun snap. Takes it, hands off inside to Koback, tackled right away. At the 15-yard line, Jason Ademilola was there right away waiting for him with a run up the middle. The gain is only 1, so it's 4th down 5 on the Notre Dame 14-yard line.
Jason Ademilola has been fantastic for the defensive line. He just did a little step inside towards the center, swung back outside, and welcomed the running back with open arms for the short gain.
Thomas Cluckey, the field goal kicker for Toledo, comes out. The ball is on the near hash here, moving left to right on the 22-yard line. So he sets up for a 32-yarder. He's 1 for 1 today from 31 yards out. This one is up, plenty long, and this one is also good. Cluckey has 2 field goals, one from 32 and one from 31 yards out. 4:14 remaining in the first quarter. Notre Dame's lead of Toledo is now 7-6. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
Bundling home and car insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? Look for the signs. Do they have a home and or car? Are they saving lots of money? Do they seem unusually happy? Do they have a child named Geico?
Geico! Dinner time!
Have they recently purchased a drone? That's unrelated to the Geico thing. I just really like to try one. But if you notice these other things, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
This Luck of the Irish moment is sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Copper is one lucky cat. The feline fell from a 14-story Manhattan high-rise and made a full recovery.
They told me that due to the fall and how long she'd been outside that she wasn't going to make it.
She's lucky. With cats, it tends to be that the higher that they fall from, the better off it is, because as they're falling, they actually relax.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We're short of PCO today. Let's try to stay on schedule.
New customers have Emery's exterminator business buzzing. She needs new specialists to tackle a swarm of appointments.
Norwegian tree mouse. That's a first.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to South Bend. 4:14 left in the first quarter. Notre Dame leads Toledo 7-6. With zero sugar and now even more delicious is the new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever. Find out for yourself. Toledo kicks the ball away. Ball will land 6 yards deep in the end zone, so we're getting very used to saying this. Notre Dame's possession will begin from their own 25-yard line. Toledo has had the ball twice. Both drives ended with field goals, one from 31 yards out, one from 32. That last drive, 6 plays, 42 yards. And that was the 32-yard field goal from Clucky to end that one. So Notre Dame's offense jogs out onto the field. 7-6, that's their lead. 4:14 left. And just like last week, Ryan, Jack Cohn off to a hot start. Remember, in Tallahassee, hit his first 4 passes. He is now 7 for 8. 88 yards and 1 touchdown.
You can't be with 5 yards rushing in the first quarter at home if you're Notre Dame against Toledo.
Kyron Williams is the tailback to his left. He takes the ball up the middle, bounces out to the right, nothing going. Good hard running out to near the 30-yard line, a forward lean and a forward finish. Linebacker Deontay Johnson made the tackle, but that's a gain of 3.
When it looked right there like Kyron Williams missed the read was on his left wide open. But this now becomes a battle of will. When you're an offensive line that hasn't gotten the run game going, it becomes, we are tougher than you. We are going to push you around, and Notre Dame has to get to that point right now.
2nd down 7 from their own 28 from the shotgun. Cone hands off to Williams going around the right side. Tackled in the backfield as he tried to turn the corner around the tackle. And from the defensive end spot, Terrence Taylor chased him down.
For a helmet off by defensive player.
Terrence Taylor with a tackle for a loss of 2. Bringing up 3rd down and 9 for Notre Dame.
And Taylor just coming around the backside. Jack Cohn and Notre Dame kind of running that quarterback option. Nobody believing that Jack Cohn's going to take that football. That play is right there in the making in the future.
Ball on the far hash, moving right to left. It's 3rd down and 9. Empty backfield. Well, now it's no longer empty. Williams joins him. Cohn drops back, steps up in the pocket. He's in trouble. Down he goes. Jack Cohn sacked on the 18-yard line. Loss of 2, loss of 7. Terrence Taylor in to sack him one more time. Quite a series there for Terrence Taylor.
And Terrence Taylor just fought back inside after getting stonewalled by Michael Carmody, left tackle for Notre Dame, but then fought back inside. The great defensive ends in the NFL, once their foot hits 5 yards, they fight their way back to the quarterback, and that's what Terrence Taylor did for that sack.
Jay Bramlett standing on his own 4-yard line, takes the snap, gets the punt away. High spiraling effort to Maddox at his own 40-yard line, fair catch. Punt of 41 yards and no return. That's back-to-back drives for Notre Dame that have ended with a sack of Cohn. The last one with a fumble and a recovery, and that one with a sack and a loss of 7. With the score 7-6, Notre Dame on top of Toledo. 2:32 left in the first quarter. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
This is WNSN South Bend, home of Notre Dame football. Presented by South Bend Orthopedics.
First down and 10, Toledo, led by quarterback Carter Bradley, on their own 40-yard line, trailing Notre Dame 7-6. Brian Koback, the tailback, to his right. From the 35, thrown over the middle, little too high and incomplete to Demir Blankumsey. And Daquan Finn, the quarterback, coming in for Carter Bradley. The 6'2", 198-pound freshman from Detroit. That was his first play. He had a wide-open Blankenship on the deep end, but threw it too high.
Well, Notre Dame's playing off coverage, meaning they're away from the line of scrimmage, which gives a lot of space to those speedy receivers for Toledo. But a perfect throw by DeQuan Finn to start his day.
Second down 10 from the 40. He's in the shotgun. Waits for the snap. Notre Dame 3-down lineman. Finn rolls out to his right, looking downfield. Penalty marker comes out. Wafts one down the near sideline. Out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Bryce Mitchell got his left hand on it, but couldn't bring it in. Clarence Lewis with side coverage.
I think we're going to get holding here.
And here's Dwayne Height, the referee.
Foul. Face mask. Offense. Number 74. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
DeQuan Finn rolled out to his right, and right tackle Lavelle Dumont, who's somebody who I picked out on film as that weak spot of the offensive line, grabbed a face mask as Finn went around him to try and keep control of his defender. He got called there. And I believe that's the 5th penalty now for Toledo in the game already.
Yeah, they had 4 on that opening drive against Notre Dame's offense. So now with 2:21 left in the first, Notre Dame up 7-6. Second down 25 for the Rockets on their own 25-yard line as they move from left to right in this first quarter. They have the ball in the far hash. DeQuan Finn remains the quarterback. Waits for the shotgun snap. Notre Dame 4-down lineman. Finn keeps it himself. Tackled in the backfield at the 21-yard line. Cam Hartz, the corner blitz, came in, wrapped Finn up low, loss of 2.
And Marcus Freeman saying, oh, I like that corner blitz you ran. We're going to do it too. And a great call as DeQuan Finn loves to do that fake read and pull out. Finn is incredibly dangerous on the edge. But right there, Finn finding out how much more athleticism Notre Dame's defense has, and a stand-up play and single tackle by Cam Hart.
The 6'2", 205-pound junior from Baltimore. Now it's 3rd down 27. Notre Dame with 4 down linemen, all the other players 10 yards back. Finn drops back. Now he runs out to his right. He's in trouble at the 20. Throws short of the first down marker and out of bounds. Incomplete. Bo Bauer with a nice coverage on Devin Maddox. 4th down 27 now, Toledo.
And Finn really betrayed on the first play that he had because he threw a dart right across the middle, went right through the receiver's hands, but then excellent response by Notre Dame's defense to shut down the run and create this opportunity to get off of the field and get some rest. You got to start resting guys if you're Marcus Freeman now. That's a lot of wear and tear on your defense after 2 short series by the offense.
Kyron Williams standing on his own 39-yard line, waits for the punt from Bailey Flint. Punts it away from his own 12-yard line. A high spiraling punt, a fantastic punt. Wow. Lands at the 18-yard line, takes a Toledo bounce inside the 10-yard line and out of bounds at the 9. Wow, how about a 67-yard punt?
Well, we can see here all the NFL scouts from where we're sitting, and as soon as that punt landed, all of their heads were down and pens were whipping. He may have just made himself some money there, Bailey Finn.
Boy, that was a pretty punt. Turned it over, took a great bounce for Toledo. He's a Ray Guy nominee. That's the award given to the top punter in the nation. This is his 5th year as Toledo's punter, an example of what's happening in college football. The seniors last year offered an extra year of eligibility for COVID reasons, so he said, yes, I'll come back and punt again. And that was pretty there, 67 yards, so 1:26 left in the first quarter. Notre Dame will have the ball on its own 9-yard line when we come back, leading Toledo 7-6. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
Just when you thought Notre Dame couldn't get any more Irish, Tourism Ireland and Notre Dame Athletics have teamed up to bring you the best of Ireland. Picture the friendly cobbled streets of Dublin City, the buzz of Belfast in Northern Ireland, dramatic cliffs and coastlines of the wild Atlantic Way, and stunning castles that cover Ireland's ancient east. Over the next few months, we'll be bringing you all things Ireland, so be on the lookout for exciting announcements and giveaways. Tourism Ireland, official partner of Notre Dame Athletics.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get free delivery when you order on our app through September 14th. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
1:26 left in the first quarter. Notre Dame leads Toledo 7-6. First down 10, Notre Dame from their own 9-yard line. Jack Cohn from the shotgun, fakes the handoff, throws out to the right. The ball batted away, batted down just as it left his hand at the line of scrimmage. Wanted to get the football to Michael Mayer. 3 catches on the opening drive, but none since. It's now second down 10.
With this much pressure from Toledo, Notre Dame has to run a screen. They're blitzing linebackers. The defensive ends are not playing their run responsibilities. Get them upfield and get the screen.
From the shotgun, Cohn drops back to his own 1-yard line, throws to the far sideline. Second play in a row, the ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Jamal Hines, all MAC defensive end, got a hand up to knock it down, and it's now third down 10.
They have their ears pinned back as defensive ends, and the screenplay really reminds them that they have to be aware, and Notre Dame just not calling it. Also, a couple of open players to the left for Jack Cohn, so he's missing a couple reads here early on.
Third and 10, he's on his own 3-yard line. 3 wideouts to his left and a pair to his right. Drops back, stands in the pocket, throws over the middle, well behind Kevin Austin on the in route. Ball falls incomplete. 4th and 10 from their own 9. Here comes the punt team.
And right now we're seeing Jack Cohn a little bit rattled from the pressure. Understandable, it's painful to get hit, but you have to realize where the pressure is going, and that cannot interrupt the timing of the route. And right there, the timing just interrupted by Jack Cohn. A little bit of hesitation. Kevin Austin was open across the middle.
Kevin Austin between the hashes on that in route did have a step, Ryan. The ball behind him, incomplete. And now Jay Bramlett from his own, from 5 yards deep in his end zone, punts it away. Beautiful punt by Bramlett to the 42-yard line with a fair catch of Toledo. 49-yard punt, no return.
Now, if I'm Marcus Freeman, I'm using substitute defensive linemen on these first 2 plays. That's 2 straight 3-and-outs by Notre Dame's offense. The sun is hot. This is one of the warmest days I've ever experienced here in South Bend. Your players are going to get worn down.
Notre Dame with 1:07 left in the first quarter leads Toledo 7-6. Notre Dame 7 points coming on its first drive. Jack Cohn with a touchdown pass from 4 yards out to Michael Mayer, but they have stalled since then. And Toledo has kicked a pair of field goals. Carter Bradley is back in to quarterback the Rockets. Micah Kelly, the tailback, to his left. It's first down and 10 from their own 42. Bradley drops back, now rolls out to his right in trouble, wrapped up at the 35, gets out of trouble, but then is sacked at the 38-yard line by Myron Tungvailoa Amosa, the captain defensive end, loss of 4.
What an effort by Myron Tungvailoa Amosa. He was held at the line of scrimmage, fought through the tight end, and fought through at an angle that then stopped Carter Bradley and made him cut back. Myron Tungvailoa Amosa then following him after he slipped under his right hand and tackled him. What an effort. All the way from the middle of the field down by the sidelines to end the play.
Moving left to right, ball in the near hash. It's now second down 14 for Bradley. Remains in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands off up the middle. Now bouncing out to the right and tackled at the 41-yard line. Cam Hart was there. Gain of 4 on Micah Kelly. Isaiah Foskey also in. Notre Dame runs out 3 players. I see 2 linebackers. Drew White and Jack Kaiser jogging off. Notre Dame brings in a couple of extra defensive backs on 3rd down and 2 from the Toledo 42-yard, 3rd down and 10 from the Toledo 42-yard line. And the whistles blow.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Dwayne Height just summed it up well. First quarter is in the books. Fighting Irish leading the Toledo Rockets 7-6 as we head to the second quarter. We're back after this message right here on the Notre Dame Radio Network.
In every conflict since the Civil War, Notre Dame graduates have fought for their country. Trained officers to serve in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. In both World Wars, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, Iraq, and Afghanistan. And now we have a new initiative in service to those who serve. The Office of Military and Veterans Affairs, preparing veterans for college and helping them graduate. It's who we are. God, country, Notre Dame.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly
Auto Parts.
Warmer colors, cooler temperatures. The season is just getting started. And Lowe's has everything you need to keep the fall gatherings going. Like getting cozy around gas fire pits. Everyday low prices starting at $249. And keeping things tidy with Ego blowers as low as $179. There's still more to fall for at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid 9/9 through 9/15, U.S. only.
15 minutes in the books between Notre Dame and Toledo. Tony Simeone from the Notre Dame Football Radio studios. Irish have a 7-6 lead. Got the ball to start the game in a pretty straightforward drive, just like last week. Drove the ball down the field, got it inside the red zone, and then Jack Cohn went to his favorite target, Michael Mayer.
Cohn backs up to the shotgun. Mayer goes from left to right. Cohn waits for the snap, takes it, drops back, penalty marker comes out, throws underneath to a wide-open Michael Mayer on the crossing route, easily walks into the end zone. So Michael Mayer went in motion just before the snap from left to right, then he crossed the formation just before the goal line. Jack Cohn gave it to him. He was all by himself. Easy touchdown, 6-0 Notre Dame, 12:45 left in the first quarter.
7-6, Notre Dame has the lead. Let's go back to Paul and Ryan for the second quarter.
Thank you, Tony. Second quarter just began with a strike from Carter Bradley to his wideout, Jerwan Newton, on the curl route to his right. Picks up 13 yards. 14:36 and counting left in this second quarter. 1st and 10 now, Toledo, from Notre Dame's 45-yard line. Carter Bradley from the shotgun on the far hash, drops back 3 steps. Throws on the underneath route across the 40-yard line, complete and tackled at the 33-yard line. Gain of 11 and another first down, Toledo. Bradley to Devin Maddox. Jack Kaiser and Kyle Hamilton made the tackle, but it's now 1st down and 10 Rockets on the Notre Dame 34-yard line.
When it's clear Toledo is doing crossing routes and in routes, Notre Dame's coverage opening him up to that availability, and Notre Dame might want to start thinking about trail coverage, watching from behind to try and cut down those routes to the inside and across the field.
Ball now on the near hash, 1st and 10 from the 34. The handoff across the left side. Notre Dame's defense right there to make the tackle early. Isaiah Foskey with a stop. No gain. Bring up 2nd down 10.
You got to look out at this point if you're Notre Dame's defense. Toledo could get momentum and change the game with a big play. If I'm Toledo and their head coach, Jason Candle, I'm dialing up something off the play fake to draw in those linebackers and get downfield for a touchdown.
Carter Bradley off to a nice start. He's 5 out of 7 for 117 yards. He faces 2nd down 10 from his own 34. He's in the shotgun. 4 Irish rushers. He spins out to his left, but he can't get away. Isaiah Foskey got him. Sacked him here at the 43-yard line. Loss of 10.
Isaiah Foskey fighting on the outside of the best offensive lineman, Mitchell Berg, left tackle for Toledo. Carter Bradley and saying, come meet my friend the turf.
Irish with a disruptive defensive effort last week in Tallahassee. 5 sacks and 3 picks. Foskey just had the sack there.
3 sacks now for Foskey on the season already. He is a wrecking ball.
3rd down and 20 from the 44-yard line of Notre Dame. And they go to the ground game up across the 40-yard line, running in the middle of the field, but then wrapped up at the 40 after a gain of 5. Goes Bryant Kobach. Howard Cross, defensive tackle there right away. So his progress got him out to the 39-yard line of Notre Dame to bring up 4th down 15. It would be a 56-yard field goal attempt. Let's see what they decide to do. And Toledo on 4th down and 15.
Looks like the punt team is coming out.
Punt team came out. Yes, that is. Bailey Flint had a 67-yard punt on his last effort. He now stands on his own 45-yard line. Doesn't want that 67-yarder. He's thinking 38 yards as he's punting from their own 39-yard line. Takes the snap, holds the ball, kicks low, end over end. The ball bounces on the 7, straight up into the air, bounces toward the 5 and out of bounds. Nice effort by Bailey Flint. 34-yard punts, and Notre Dame will begin on its own 4-yard line. 11:34 left in the second quarter and leading Toledo 7-0. 7-6.
You mentioned Bailey Flint there hanging on to the ball. Just a little bit of a detail that allowed his team to get down there some more to down that football.
We'll take a break here, 11:34 until halftime. The Fighting Irish on top of the Rockets, 7-6 here on the Notre Dame Radio Network.
Let's just take that out of your mouth.
At Ping's Pre-K, the growing enrollment is no play date.
The toilet is not a closet.
She needs more teachers certified in early childhood development.
Is it nap time yet? Lunch?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
And we're back with breaking news. The new Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an improved taste and 0 calories, the new Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan. So make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
The Cooper Discoverer Rugged Trek is a truck tire made with the understanding that driving a truck is supposed to be fun. Like any Cooper tire, the Rugged Trek is designed to do everything you need it to do. It's got stone blockades to protect your tires off-road and whisper grooves for smooth, quiet street driving. But with its in-your-face design, including dual sidewalls that let you choose between 2 aggressive looks, the Cooper Discoverer Rugged Trek is also a tire that shows off your truck's wild side. Learn more at coopertire.com. Go with the Coopers.
Welcome back to South Bend. Sunny 82-degree day here for the home opener for Notre Dame as they host Toledo. They lead 7-6. They start on their own 4-yard line. Jack Cohn keeps it himself across the 10, across the 20 on the near side. Tackled on the sideline at the 30.
That was the play earlier I had mentioned.
That was Tyler Buckner in at quarterback. Buckner came in. And Tyler Buckner is a freshman quarterback, 6'1", 215. Out of Helix High School in San Diego, California. He gains 26 yards.
That quarterback option was there earlier in the game, so fun to see Buckner get out there on the edge and stunt that defense.
1st and 10 from their own 30. Buckner rolling to his left, keeps it across the 30, 35 on the far sideline, across the 40, and tackled at the 42-yard line. 2 plays for Tyler Buckner, the first 2 plays of his Notre Dame career, by the way. Big-time runs, first for 27, then for 11 yards. 1st and 10, Notre Dame on their own 41-yard line. Jack Cohn started the game 7 for 11, but the Irish offense stalled. Their last 3 possessions did not end in points. So in comes Tyler Buckner. 1st and 10 from his own 41. Fakes the handoff, stands in the pocket, throws deep down the near sideline. Ball falls incomplete.
There's going to be a pass interference flag.
Penalty marker comes out. Braden Lenzy was the intended receiver.
Holding call as well, so this is going to be interesting. Now, Jack Cohn screaming and cheering on the offense for Notre Dame, even though he's not in there. And Tyler Buckner talked about...
There are 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Holding, offense, number 68. Holding, defense, number 0. Those penalties will offset. Replay, 1st down.
Little background on Tyler Buckner. His sophomore season in high school there in San Diego, tore his ACL in the first series, so barely played as a sophomore, was terrific as a junior, missed his senior season of high school football in California because they played in the spring. He was already here on campus participating in spring ball. 1 season of high school football for Tyler Buckner.
Wow.
1st and 10 now from his own 41. Hands off inside to Kyron Williams across the right guard, picks up 2 before he goes down.
And the defense now having to play the backside of the field away from those runs because of Tyler Buckner and his ability to run. I'll tell you what, though, to go from playing high school football for 1 season, not playing football in high school for 2 years, and then coming out and playing for Notre Dame, that is unbelievable poise by the young quarterback. I wonder if he's a surfer like me. Great surfing in San Diego. Mission Beach, let's go. 8-foot board, brother.
From Southern California here to South Bend. Buckner complete to Lenzy at the 50-yard line.
And
he turns and runs turns and runs to the 40-yard line.
Just a rope left to right for Tyler Buckner to Braden Lindsey. And already the passing game and the running game getting a jolt. The offense with some juice.
First down and 10 now, Notre Dame from the 43-yard line of Toledo. A bunch wide out, 3 wideouts to the left of Buckner.
A freshman just changed the play at the line of scrimmage.
Hands off to Kyron Williams across the right side. Hesitation sprint down the near sideline. 25-20 has a chance. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Kyron Williams around the right side and a sprint down the near sideline from 43 yards out. 9:21 left in the second quarter. Notre Dame leads Toledo 13-6.
And just like that, the Notre Dame offense is back. Because of Tyler Buckner coming into this drive, they have to play the opposite side of the field in case he pulls the ball and throws it. Not only that, Tyler Buckner ran left as Kyron Williams went right, weaved in, hit the numbers, and went right down the sideline for the score.
Jonathan Dorr on to attempt the extra point. Wow, did Notre Dame need that?
Woo!
And they must be taking a closer look because both teams are lined up and ready. Now they get the green light to go. Jonathan Dorr waits the snap and the hold after Kyron Williams' 43-yard touchdown run. Snap is good, hold is down, the extra point is up, and the extra point is good. 5 plays, 96 yards. Kyron Williams' 43-yard touchdown run. 9:21 left until halftime. Notre Dame now leads Toledo 14-6 as you listen to Fighting Irish Football.
You know what drives you, what inspires you. You know why you're here today, thinking about your education and your career. But do you know how to get where you're going? Indiana Wesleyan University is a place where your dreams and goals are known, where you're pushed to excel, and you're supported beyond graduation day. Explore our tuition guarantee, our faith-integrated coursework, and more than 100 online degree programs. See how it's possible at iwuishow.com.
What do you think of when you hear Mishawaka Barnaby's? Is it their one-of-a-kind pizza or maybe their beef bar? Whether it's their pizza or sandwiches, Mishawaka Barnaby's is second to none. Speaking of second, their second location, that's Barnaby's of Granger, is now open for both dine-in and carry-out. Mike Lade and his staff thank you for your continued support. That's Mishawaka Barnaby's at the corner of Grape and Edison and Barnaby's of Granger at the corner of Capitol and Cleveland. And coming this fall is Barnaby's of Twin Branch. Stay tuned for the tasty details.
Friday, September 17th is Hunger Action Day. Learn, commit, speak up. I'm Mary Jo Martinek with the Food Bank of Northern Indiana. For many, a daily meal isn't a choice between different dishes. It's a choice between food and other crucial needs like electricity, childcare, or medicine. Food should not be an impossible choice. How will you choose to end hunger? Find out how at feedindiana.org.
Sunny 101.5 is your home for Notre Dame football.
9:21 left in the second quarter here in South Bend. Notre Dame leads Toledo 14-6. Show your Fighting Irish pride with the new Notre Dame credit card. The new cashback card features iconic designs and exclusive Notre Dame benefits. Bring a piece of campus with you wherever you go. Apply at NotreDameCreditCard.com. Jonathan Dorr kicks the ball into the air. And bringing it out from 3 yards deep is Bryce Mitchell across the 15 and 20 on the far side across the 30 and run out of bounds finally before he got to the 40-yard line. A bold decision there by Mitchell, but he picks up 41 yards on the return. It'll be first down and 10 Rockets from their own 38-yard line. 9:14 left until halftime with Notre Dame leading Toledo 14-6.
I want to go back to another bold move. Tyler Buckner, before Kyron Williams' touchdown run, stopped the offense, audibled the play to the run that he wanted. That is unheard of by a freshman quarterback, especially one who hadn't played football in 2 years. Amazing poise by Tyler Buckner to start his career at Notre Dame.
Toledo moving right to left here now. First and 10 on their 38, trailing 14-6. They have the ball on the far hash. Carter Bradley, who's 5 out of 7 for 117, is in the shotgun. Quick fire out to his left, completed the 35. Skipping now out to the 40-yard line and tackled at the 41-yard line. Devin Maddox, who's already over 100 yards receiving on the day, tackled just outside the near numbers here for a gain of 3.
Well, now you gave also the defensive break because of that drive by Notre Dame. over 60 yards. Now that's time for the defense to get healthy and get their spark back against Toledo.
2nd and 7 now from their own 41-yard line. Bradley in the shotgun, takes the snap, handoff to Kobacker on the right side across the 40. Head down as he meets contact at the 45 and went down to the 46. Outside linebacker J.D. Bertrand with a tackle after a gain of 4 to bring up 3rd down 3. Notre Dame leading 14-6. Kyron Williams just had a 43-yard touchdown run to end the last Notre Dame possession. 3rd and 3. Bradley looks over to his sideline now. Still with a long look over. Plenty of time on the play clock at 18. Toledo right now is 2 for 6 on 3rd down. He has 3 wideouts bunched to his left as he lines up in the shotgun. Notre Dame with 5 defensive linemen on 3rd down and 3. Bradley takes the snap and drops back. Looks to his left. Now steps up and goes down. Sacked at the 42-yard line, middle of the field. Justin Ademilola has watched his brother Jason have a strong first half, but he gets the sack for a loss of 2 to bring up 4th and 5.
And that sack happened because cornerback Ramon Henderson was man-to-man and was scrambling as he went through traffic to catch back up to the receiver for Toledo. And Carter Bradley was watching it and thought his man was wide open, didn't like it, tried to step up in the pocket. And that's where the Notre Dame defensive pass rush came to play.
Kyron Williams on his own 11-yard line. Bailey Flint punts it away. Another high, perfect spiral. It bounces at the 2 and bounces through the back of the end zone.
It's twice now he's made Kyron Williams go from a returner to a blocker on his punts.
57-yard punt. He also has a 67-yard punt to his record here today. And we'll take a break here. 7:14 until halftime. Notre Dame leading Toledo 14-6 on the Notre Dame Radio Network.
O'Reilly. Ready for an oil change? Visit the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts to get everything you need. Right now, get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $28.95 and earn double O rewards points with your purchase. Protect your engine against sludge and wear with Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil. On sale now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
And we're back with breaking news. The new Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an improved taste and 0 calories, the new Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any Coke fan. So make sure you... Jim. Jim. We're on the air.
Ooh, yes, this tastes like the best Coke ever to me. Your thoughts, Jen?
Well, can I have a sip?
Jen, we're in the middle of reporting the news.
I need to try it first.
Do you bleed gold and blue? There's a bank for you. Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics. And right now, Credit Union One is giving die-hard fans best-in-class banking benefits with the Fighting Irish debit card. Sign up for your card today at creditunion1.org/Irish and put your money where your heart is. Credit Union One, better banking for all of us. By Members' Choice, this institution is not federally insured.
7:14 left until halftime here in South Bend. Notre Dame leads Toledo 14-6. Jack Cohn back in at quarterback. Tyler Buckner, quarterback the last series. Cohn fakes to his left, rolls out to his right, steps up on the 15, now runs across the 20, middle of the field, across the 25, out to the right side, and dives to the 30-yard line. Terrence Taylor, the defensive end, in to chase him out of the pocket, but Cohn picks up 11 yards. Interesting quarterback situation going on right now for Notre Dame. Cohn, of course, got the start, but Notre Dame's offense stalled after an initial touchdown drive. 3 drives in a row. One of them ended with a fumble on a sack, then another with a sack. Jack Cohn sat out the last drive by Tyler Buckner, quarterback. It's now 1st and 10 on the 31. Penalty marker comes out as Cohn rolls to his left. A wide open receiver at the 50. Avery Davis out to the 40-yard line on the far sidelines to the 31 of Toledo. Would be a gain of 37, but 2 penalty markers came out before Cohn released that ball.
Now, also, one of the things that happens, too, you get a quarterback like Tyler Buckner to come in. Tommy Reese calls some different plays that he can still call with Jack Cohn. And right there, Jack Cohn rolling to his left, hard for a right-handed quarterback, but that opens up the entire defense because of the run action to the right. So Tommy Reese also getting a charge.
One by each team. offside, defense, number 91. Ineligible receiver downfield, offense, number 56. Those penalties will offset. First down.
So Tommy Rees getting a little juice, calling some different plays, but it didn't matter there. But absolutely a different intensity and energy from Notre Dame offensively since Tyler Buckner came in and even Jack Cohn coming back.
Tyler Buckner, the freshman quarterback, goes back to the bench. I look on the field, though, I do see two freshman wideouts playing. A pair of true freshmen. Number 16, Deion Colsey from McDonough, Georgia, is in. And on the far side to the left is Lorenzo Styles, true freshman receiver out of Pickerington, Ohio.
And Lorenzo Styles looking like an old Raymond McKnight for those of us Notre Dame faithful who remember the tall wide receiver, but good to see some freshmen getting in as well.
1st and 10 now from their own 31. The whistles blow before the snap happened.
Timeout. Notre Dame, their first timeout of the half. 32nd timeout.
Now that's something that I must mention. That was an issue in Florida State. You have the ball on offense, and whatever personnel decisions you're making as a team, they got to get to the field faster. Notre Dame started the third quarter last week with a timeout, used 2 timeouts before their final drive. You want to start being smarter and using your timeouts better and streamlining that communication between your staff and the players on the field.
Both teams remain on their sidelines. Update here on what's going on. Notre Dame has a pair of touchdowns as they lead 14-6. First one coming from Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer caught a 4-yard touchdown from Jack Cohn to end the first drive. And then on the last drive for Notre Dame, Kyron Williams went 43 yards around the right side, sprinted to the end zone. Williams touchdown, Mayer touchdown. 14-6 Irish, 6:08 left in the second quarter. They have 1st down and 10 on their own 31-yard line. Cohn from the shotgun, drops back, looks to the near side to the right. Quick out is complete to the 38-yard line. First catch of the career for Deion Colsey, freshman out of McDonough, Georgia, gains 7 yards.
Colsey showing some expert route running, sending his eyes downfield. Great receivers always talk about, even if you're going to the out or inside of the field, get your eyes downfield. Colsey doing that and creating the separation.
Cohn from the shotgun, quick fire to the left, complete to the 35, across the 40. The other true freshman receiver is tackled at the 38-yard line. That's Lorenzo Styles, 6'1.5", 195 freshman from Pickerington, Ohio. He gains 2 to bring up 3rd down 1.
Well, it's always fun when you're from a home state playing a team from your home state. So Styles right there getting his first reception of the career against, no doubt, some guys he played with in high school at Toledo.
Now Cohn lines up under center. Chris Tyree behind him. 3rd down and 1 on his own 40-yard line. Takes the snap. Play action. Sets up in the pocket. Chased out to his right on the 30. Flings it out of bounds just before he was sacked. Outside linebacker Deontay Johnson on the blitz. Got to Cohn as he was in the pocket. Chased him out. And he just had to throw it away to bring up 4th and 1.
And that was all disciplined by Toledo, and it looks as though Notre Dame is going to go for it here on their 40-yard line, 4th and 1.
Notre Dame's back on the ball. Toledo's defense had run off. Now they run back out onto the field. 4th and 1 on their own 40-yard line. 5:09 until halftime. Notre Dame up 14-6. They snap. They give inside to Tyree. He goes up the middle. Whistles blow as he was tackled right at the marker.
Prior to the ball being snapped. Timeout. Toledo, their second timeout of the half.
But Toledo was not ready.
Timeout.
They were not ready. As I mentioned, they had jogged their defense off to their sideline. They were running back out there to get set up. And they called a timeout just in time as Cohn handed off to Chris Tyree on 4th and 1 on their own 40-yard line. So both teams have gone to their respective sides. Now courageous call there.
Well, and you know what I like is that Coach Kelly saw the defense leaving the field. We had a play when I was in the NFL. It'd say dog, dog, and that means get to the line of scrimmage. The quarterback's going to sneak it because there's no one on the field. Now in college, they do stand over the ball to make sure that the defense can come back or exchange personnel. But even on that play, they could have gotten it off had they done a quick quarterback sneak. Little dog action. Want to put that play in there, Tommy Rees.
Offense jogs back out now on 4th and 1. Kyron Williams, 6 carries, 51 yards, most of that coming on a 43-yard touchdown. He is on the sideline. Chris Tyree is the tailback behind Jack Cohn. 4th and 1 on their own 40. Cohn from underneath the center. Takes the snap, hands off to Tyree up the middle. He's in trouble. Little extra effort got him out across the 40. This will come down to inches. Tackled just as he got across the 40. He needed to get to the 41-yard line. It was a handoff off the left side. He sidestepped to the middle of the field. I don't think he got it.
Wow.
And he did not.
And that's where you perhaps wanted to run that play on 3rd down instead of 4th when everyone knows you're running it. So that will be something coaches talk about. But tough to see O-line Notre Dame, not get the yard on 4th and 1 against Toledo.
4th and 1 on their own 40. They go for it. Tyree stuffed by David Hood and Kevon Butler, a pair of defensive tackles in the backfield. 5:04 left until halftime. 1st down and 10, Toledo.
And someone in the tent for Notre Dame efforting to figure out who's injured.
1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 40-yard line. A handoff to Stewart, met in the backfield, and thrown for a loss, J.T. Bertrand. Outside linebacker got in there, loss of 1.
And J.T. Bertrand, absolutely a missile from a submarine getting into that backfield. Knocked the ball carrier back 4 yards after contact, and he's doing the muscle man after that.
4:40 and counting left in the 2nd quarter. Notre Dame up on Toledo 14-6. Carter Bradley, 6'3", 210-pound sophomore quarterback from Jacksonville, stands in the shotgun, awaits the snap. Notre Dame rushes 3. He drops back, stands in a nice pocket, fires to the near side, complete at the 35-yard line, but Isaiah Winstead, the Rocket receiver, had to go to a knee to catch it. So a gain of 6, and that's it to bring up 3rd down and 4.
This is huge for Toledo at this point in the game. 4 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. If you can get this 1st down, you can possess the ball, get back closer to the 14 points, make up that deficit, and then you start with the ball for the 3rd quarter.
They're calling it 3rd down and 5 from their own 35-yard line. Bradley in an empty backfield. Pair of wideouts to his left and 3 to his right. Takes the snap. Notre Dame brings 5. Stands in, fires, complete to the 28. Now across the 30 and pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line goes Bryce Mitchell. A catch and run for 7 yards on 3rd down and 5.
Now, multiple times already in the 1st half, Notre Dame defenders are lost on the field, spinning with their back to the receiver that they have responsibility for. So that will be a coaching point at halftime for Marcus Freeman's defense. Know who you're covering and be athletic and make the play.
Carter Bradley, making his 6th career start, is now 8 out of 10 for 133.
Wow.
1st and 10 now on the Notre Dame 28-yard line. In the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back 2 steps, throws into the end zone, down the middle of the field, incomplete. Ball landed 9 yards deep in the end zone. Bryce Mitchell running a post route, dove for it, but couldn't get a hand on it. Incomplete, brings up 2nd down 10.
Just about a foot too far, and part of the reason why it wasn't as accurate, the defensive line for Notre Dame, Kurt Hinish and Jason Ademilola pressuring right there. Carter Bradley not allowing him to set his feet.
2nd down 10. Brian Koback, the tailback to his left as he's in the shotgun. Notre Dame brings the blitz. Quick release now. Completes to the 22-yard line, and going down to catch the ball was Devin Maddox, gain of 4. No chance to get up and run as his knees touch the ground.
Carter Bradley with an absolute fastball right there for the completion. He has an unbelievable touch and a range of throws. Carter Bradley's the best quarterback they've faced. I know only 2 games, but this kid can spin it.
3rd down and 6. You hear the crowd gets to its feet, 60,000 plus. 3rd and 6 from the Notre Dame 24, empty backfield for Bradley. Notre Dame showing blitz, and they bring 6. Bradley steps in, throws over the middle, incomplete. Penalty marker comes raining in from the defensive backfield. Likely going to be pass interference against Notre Dame.
He's going to be against Ramon Henderson. He had man-to-man coverage and got spun around.
Holding, defense, number 11, 10-yard penalty, automatic, 1st down.
And that's Ramon Henderson. He had the man-to-man matchup, made a great play earlier in the game. But you have to finish games, and right there just getting spun around a little bit and putting his arm out to make contact with the receiver.
Looking for Devin Maddox. He has 6 catches for 111 yards already. It's now 1st and 10, Toledo on the Fighting Irish 14. Koback is the tailback behind Bradley. He takes it up the middle, met at the 12-yard line, falls forward out to the 9. Hard running, picks up 5. Jacob Lacey, junior defensive tackle, with the stop. But now the Rockets are inside Notre Dame's 10-yard line. They have 2nd and 5 on the 9-yard line. 2:14 and counting until halftime. Notre Dame leads Toledo 14-6. Carter Bradley in the shotgun, Koback to his right. Waits for the shotgun snap, takes a long look over to his sideline. Now changes the play. And is now ready for the snap. Takes the shotgun snap. Play action inside. Stands. Fires to the end zone. Incomplete. Another penalty marker comes out. It'll be pass interference against Clarence Lewis on the quick slant. 5 yards deep in the end zone to Bryce Mitchell.
Defense, number 6. The ball be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic. First down.
And there's a saying in football, it's the price of doing business. And there, Clarence Lewis just putting out his left hand, but it just so happened at the same time that the receiver for Toledo was raising his hand in that same space to catch the ball. I thought it was an uncatchable ball, but because of his left arm being out, it hit the receiver and didn't allow him to jump.
Now 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Notre Dame leading Toledo 14-6, just inside of 2 minutes till halftime. Bradley remains in the shotgun, has Koback to his right. Bradley rolls out to his right on the 10, looks to the end zone, fires, almost intercepted 5 yards deep in the end zone, and knocked down Cam Hart. The junior corner stepped in front of a laser, 5 yards deep in the end zone on the far side, knocked it down to bring up 2nd down goal.
Yeah, almost hit his face mask, and Cam Hart right there maybe want to jump on the jugs machine or into the wide receivers drills, because it was right on the top of his 5 in his hands, and you got to squeeze to catch that football.
2nd and goal from the 2. Bradley from the shotgun turns, gives inside to Koback, met in the backfield. Kyle Hamilton on the safety blitz, met him at the 5. They push him back to the 7. Loss of 3.
That was a huge tackle for loss by Kyle Hamilton. He was also the only player in between the ball carrier and the end zone. So a great solo tackle by the All-American for Notre Dame.
7th tackle for loss here already for Notre Dame. 1:25 and counting in the second. Huge play on the Notre Dame 5-yard line. 3rd and goal from the Rockets. Notre Dame up 14-6. Carter Bradley waits for the shotgun snap. Takes the snap, drops back, stands in, throws into the end zone. Incomplete. Through the hands of Bryce Mitchell, 2 yards deep in the end zone on a quick slant. Fell incomplete out of the back of the end zone. It's now 4th and goal from the 5.
Carter Bradley is absolutely spinning the football like some kind of hero in a Hollywood movie, but his receivers are betraying him with their hands.
So the field goal unit jogs out here for Toledo. Thomas Cluckey is 2 for 2 today from 31 and 32 yards out. This one on the near hash, moving right to left, will be placed on the 13, a 23-yard attempt. With 1:07 left, snap, hold, kick, up, and the kick is good. Thomas Cluckey is 3 out of 3. 1:04 left in the second quarter. It's now Notre Dame 14 and Toledo 9. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
It's O-Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts, where you can earn double, triple, even up to 5 times O-Rewards points on select purchases. Get bonus points on more than 200 items throughout the store, like wiper blades, fuel system cleaners, motor oil, and more. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I love being able to share with our family who's listening how much we all love State Farm Insurance. With surprisingly great rates, State Farm has saved us money with our car and home insurance.
I mean, you're my wife. You know how much I love a great deal, so of course I'm going to love the great rates and great service at State Farm. It's good for my wallet and for my family.
State Farm meets my needs, plus I get to control how and what I want for my budget. And I do it all from their award-winning mobile app.
Surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get free delivery when you order on our app through September 14th. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
The Toledo Rockets on their first trip ever here to South Bend. They've made 3 trips inside Notre Dame's red zone, and they have 3 field goals to show for it from 31, 32, and 23 yards out. 1:04 left until halftime. 7th-ranked Notre Dame leading Toledo 14-9. As Toledo is set to kick it off, ball in the air. Chris Tyree is deep from his own 2-yard line, brings it out across the 10, 15, and 20-yard line, and skips out to the 23 on the near side as Notre Dame is moving left to right here in the second quarter. 58 seconds remain until halftime, and Notre Dame with a 5-point lead at 14-9. We'll see what they do with the remaining time here in the first half, right?
Also, Michael Carmody, left tackle who's in for injured Blake Fisher, was in the tent, and now we're seeing Tosh Baker, the sophomore out of Scottsdale, line up at left tackle. Shout out to the big conciliary getting me the information.
So from Blake Fisher to Michael Carmody to Tosh Baker, 6'8", 307. First and 10 from their own 23. Cone drops back. They rush 4. Stands in a nice pocket. Throws to the near sideline to Kevin Austin. Caught the ball at the 43-yard line, but did not get his feet down on the corner route that would have picked up 20 yards. But it's now second down 10 from their own 23. 53 seconds left.
They might want to review this. We're watching the replay. His left foot might have been in, but they're moving on the ball already.
3 wideouts in a bunch formation to the left of Jack Cone. He has Kyron Williams to his right. Ball is snapped. Cone looks to his left, throws to the flat. Intercepted. This will be a pick 6. 20-10. Touchdown Toledo.
Wow.
Chris McDonald stepped in front of the pass to the left flat and sprinted to the end zone. 46 seconds left until halftime. Toledo leads Notre Dame 15-14.
And just a great guess by Toledo, because that was a catch and throw, and what a play to make by Chris McDonald right before the half. And again, Toledo gets the ball in 46 seconds to start the third quarter.
27-yard interception return for a touchdown from Chris McDonald, 5'10", 185-pound sophomore. He read Cone the entire way. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. Toledo, with 46 seconds left in the second quarter, leads Notre Dame 16-14. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
This is WNSN South Bend, home of Notre Dame football, presented by South Bend Orthopedics.
.46 seconds left until halftime. Toledo leads Notre Dame 16-14. Major sequence moments ago. Jack Cone threw a short pass to the left flat. Chris McDonald, sophomore cornerback, stepped in front and sprinted 27 yards to the end zone. Extra point made it Rockets 16 and the Fighting Irish 14 as Toledo is now set to kick the ball off. I mentioned, Ryan, that Toledo's offense had moved the ball well, but 3 trips inside the red zone led to 3 field goals. Their first touchdown comes from the defense as they kick the ball away.
I believe we'll see a quarterback change at halftime with the way that Tyler Buckner ran the football and marched down the field. It's going to be hard after Jack Cone not crossing the 50 to keep Tyler Buckner off on the bench.
Kickoff went out the back of the end zone, so Notre Dame will begin first and 10 from their own 25. And Tyler Buckner did take a series earlier in this game, but it's Jack Cone running back out on the field. The Fighting Irish have 2 turnovers. Cone was sacked and fumbled in the first quarter, and he just threw that pick 6. He jogs back out, 46 seconds until halftime. And now Notre Dame trails 16-14. Kyron Williams, the tailback, to his right. Williams 6 carries, 51 yards. Cone to pass, stands in the pocket. He's in trouble and is sacked at the 20-yard line.
Just 4 vertical routes by Notre Dame. No one crossing over the middle. And against a team that's blitzing like Toledo has all game, you need crossing routes and in routes over the middle, so those linebackers have to stay off your quarterback.
Third sack there for Toledo. That one from Jonathan Jones, the former player for Notre Dame. Cone stands in the pocket, throws deep down the far side of the field to Kevin Austin. Caught the ball, but I believe he was out of bounds. They'll take a look at it. He was near the 40-yard line. Penalty marker came out. Caught the go route. The penalty marker did come out.
Defense, number 27, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's Quinyon Mitchell, the freshman corner. Interference against Kevin Austin on the go route down the far sideline. So it's first and 10 now. It's not a spot foul. First and 10, Notre Dame from their own 35-yard line, moving left to right. Ball on the far hash, 19 seconds until halftime. Trailing 16-14. Cone from the pocket, stands in, steps up, runs across the 35, goes down at the 38-yard line, gains 2. Clock stops with 13 seconds left.
Notre Dame, their second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Now Notre Dame, you have about 2 shots. You want to get at least an out route if you can by the sidelines. You have 1 shot down the field. You still have 1 timeout. You want to get into field goal range here to get the lead back going into half.
At 37-yard line, so to get up into comfortable range for Jonathan Dorr, they need to get to about the 35-yard line of Toledo, and right now they're on the 37.
Now Dorr also hit a 48-yarder last week, so a lot of confidence in the young kicker for Notre Dame.
Again, 1 timeout left for Notre Dame. 2nd down 8. Key point here, they're on their own 37. 13 seconds left from the shotgun. Cone from the pocket throws to the far sideline, complete at the 49-yard line, and right down to a knee goes Michael Mayer. 8 seconds left.
Timeout. Notre Dame, their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
It's a
30-second timeout.
Good timeout right there because Mayer was down on the ground. The clock would have started before Notre Dame could have gotten set. I like Notre Dame using it there. Now you're calling 2 routes on both sides of the football to the out of bounds to try and get a little more yardage for the field goal.
The ball placed on the 47-yard line. Only 8 seconds left, so ideally maybe you line up a bunch formation to the right, get 1 receiver to the left, Ryan. Hopefully with a soft corner you can throw underneath him. And if he gets right out of bounds, you could have a shot there at a long field goal from Dorr.
Well, and Charlie Weiss would always have 1 player going to the end zone in this time because all the defense for Toledo is looking to jump a route, see if you can't sneak someone by, and Kevin Austin's man-to-man.
8 seconds left on their own 47. Cone from the shotgun, drops back, stands in the pocket, throws out of the backfield to Williams across the 50 and runs out of bounds at the 47-yard line with 2 seconds left. That's the 47 of Toledo. So this would be a 64-yard field goal attempt. They keep the field goal unit on the sideline, gain of 6. Jack Cone stays on the field. 2 seconds left, trailing 16-14. They have the ball on the 47 of Toledo.
One quarterback I always played with said,
timeout. Toledo, their 3rd and final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
That's an interesting timeout by Toledo right there.
Now they get their defense together. They're on the sideline right below us. Notre Dame jogs off to the far sideline.
I had one quarterback, Paul, and anytime we called the Hail Mary, he'd come in the huddle. He said, Hail Mary full of grace on 1. Ready? Break.
Notre Dame ran a Hail Mary last week at Florida State. It was the first, what was then the first and only pick for Jack Cone in his career. He has thrown another one here today. That was a pick 6 recently here in this 2nd quarter. The only touchdown for Toledo. That has them on top 16-14 here in South Bend with 2 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Teams have jogged back onto the field. Cone moving left to right on the far hash is lined up in the shotgun. He has 3 wideouts to his right. One of those is Michael Mayer. So he drops back to his own 45, runs out, lofts it, won't make it to the end zone. It'll land at the 5-yard line. The ball knocked down at the 7-yard line. And that's how the first half comes to a close. We played 2 quarters. 7th-ranked Notre Dame trailing Toledo 16-14 at halftime. Let's go to Tony Simeone for the Notre Dame halftime report.
Thanks, Paul and Ryan. Well, that was an interesting opening half. Toledo finds themselves leading 16-14 after 30 minutes of play. Plenty to recap after the opening half. We'll look back at some of the highlights from half number 1. Also look around the college football scoreboard, and I'll talk to Ryan Harris about some of the keys in the second half for Notre Dame to come back. All that and more on the Notre Dame halftime show after this. This is the Notre Dame Football Radio Network.
Canon Solutions America proudly supports Notre Dame football. Are your business office needs incomplete? With Canon Solutions America, a playmaker in managed services solutions, we support document management demands, creating powerful workflows to help maximize productivity with cutting-edge Canon technology. No matter the situation, count on Canon Solutions America's experienced professionals to help you reach your goals. Visit csa.canon.com/GMS. That's csa.canon.com/GMS.
Do you bleed gold and blue? There's a bank for you. Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics. And right now, Credit Union One is giving die-hard fans best-in-class banking benefits with the Fighting Irish debit card. Sign up for your card today at creditunionone.org/Irish and put your money where your heart is. Credit Union One. Better banking for all of us. By Members' Choice, this institution is not federally insured.
O'Reilly.
Get more miles on the road with O'Reilly Auto Parts. A clean fuel system means better gas mileage for your car. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, get 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner for $8. Plus, earn double O Rewards points. For a clean, lubricated, more fuel-efficient system, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Good Foods Group, a family-owned, Wisconsin-based, and Chicago-born company, is proud to sponsor the Shamrock Series game between the Badgers and the Fighting Irish. Good Foods uses fresh ingredients to make delicious guacamole, salsa, and dips. You can sack hunger with game day goodness by picking up Good Foods guac made with perfectly ripe, hand-scooped avocados at your local Target. Pick and save, or via Instacart or online at shop.goodfoods.com.
Welcome to Halftime on the Notre Dame Radio Network. Your complete first half recap is coming up as we send you inside our network studio. Here's Tony Simeone.
A bit of a surprise after the opening half between Notre Dame and Toledo. It's the Rockets with a 16-14 lead at half. Tony Simeone from the studios here as we get a chance to look back at that first half. And really, it was a first half that looked a lot like last week's first half early on. Really a perfect first drive for Notre Dame. If you remember last week against the Seminoles, Jack Cohn was a perfect 4 for 4 for 82 yards. On this opening drive, Irish offense looked outstanding in their first series. Cohn was 4 for 4, and on the second play from scrimmage, he connected with his favorite target, Michael Mayer.
Notre Dame first down and 10 from the Toledo 46-yard line. Kyron Williams remains the tailback. Play fake to him. Cohn from the pocket. Steps up. Throws to the right side. Michael Mayer complete. 20-yard line goes down right away on the far numbers. Hit him between the 8 and the 7. He caught it at the 20. Went down right away. 28-yard gain and deep.
So Mayer with the big completion got the Irish into the red zone. They would drive down even closer. And then inside the 5, Cohn connected with Mayer again.
Cohn backs up to the shotgun. Mayer goes from left to right. Cohn waits for the snap, takes it, drops back. Penalty marker comes out, throws underneath to a wide-open Michael Mayer on the crossing route. Easily walks into the end zone. So Michael Mayer went in motion just before the snap from left to right. Then he crossed the formation just before the goal line. Jack Cohn gave it to him. He was all by himself. Easy touchdown, 6-0 Notre Dame. 12:45 left in the first quarter.
So on the drive, Mayer had 3 catches for 40 yards. So far on the day, 4 catches for 50. And after that, the Irish offense stalled a little bit. Toledo bounced back well after settling down after a shaky first drive. They picked up a pair of field goals to make it 7-6. And then maybe the most interesting moment of the game is after the offense was struggling, Notre Dame turned to freshman quarterback Tyler Buckner. He came out of a timeout, picked up a quick 27-yard run on the first play from scrimmage, and then used his legs again.
First and 10 from their own 30. Buckner rolling to his left, keeps it across the 30, 35 on the far sideline, across the 40, and tackled at the 42-yard line. 2 plays for Tyler Buckner, the first 2 plays of his Notre Dame career, by the way. Big-time runs, first for 27, then for 11 yards. First and 10, Notre Dame on their own 41-yard line.
The ground game had really struggled until Buckner came into the game, and he gave them a spark. Also completed a nice pass to Braden Lenzy on the drive. Irish got the ball across midfield, and then they turned to Kyron Williams.
First down and 10 now, Notre Dame from the 43-yard line of Toledo. Wide out, 3 wideouts to the left of Buckner.
A freshman just changed the play at the line of scrimmage.
Hands off to Kyron Williams across the right side. Hesitation sprint down the near sideline. 25-20 has a chance. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, Notre Dame! Kyron Williams around the right side and a sprint down the near sideline from 43 yards out. 9:21 left in the second quarter. Notre Dame leads Toledo 13-6.
So Williams cashed in the touchdown, gave the Irish the lead, or they were able to extend the lead, rather, to 14-6. Toledo, again, drove down. Give Notre Dame's defense some credit today for bending but not breaking. They gave up another field goal but did a nice job to prevent the Rockets from getting into the end zone. So it was 14-9. Notre Dame went back to Jack Cohn, and then late in the half, the first mistake of the game.
Three wideouts in a bunch formation to the left of Jack Cohn. Has Kyron Williams to his right. Ball is snapped. Cohn looks to his left, throws to the flat. Intercepted. This will be a pick six. 2010. Touchdown, Toledo.
Wow.
Chris McDonald stepped in front of the pass to the left flat and sprinted to the end zone. 46 seconds left until halftime. Toledo leads Notre Dame 15-14.
So you heard it there. Chris McDonald jumps the route. Toledo knocked in the extra point to give them a 16-14 lead. Notre Dame was able to drive the ball towards midfield, could not connect on a Hail Mary, and that's how the first half came to a close. So it's the Rockets with a 16-14 lead, up by 2 on Notre Dame. See what the Irish have in store in the second half if they can bounce back. We're going to step aside for a second and come back to take a look around the college football scoreboard. Some interesting scores to monitor so far today. You're listening to Fighting Irish Football.
At KeyBank, we know you've got a lot in your head when it comes to your money. You're excited for payday, annoyed about being nickeled and dimed for using your nickels and dimes, and feeling all the emotions everyone has when it comes to money stuff. That's why we created the Key Smart Checking Account. No maintenance fees, no minimum balance requirements, 40,000 ATMs, and convenient digital access. We work hard to make banking easier, so you can get out of your head and on with your life. KeyBank opens doors. Visit key.com/keysmartchecking. $10 minimum opening deposit required. KeyBank is member FDIC.
Hi, this is Doug Leckleitner of Leckleitner Door Sales and Service. While not all things can stand the test of time, we're proud to say after 40 years plus, we're still here. Doing what we do best at Leckleitner Door, servicing and installing garage doors is what we do. And our goal continues to be satisfying each and every customer, in good times and bad. Thanks for allowing Leckleitner to serve you. For residential or industrial garage and entry door needs, give us a call. Leckleitner Door, call 295-6311.
Air. It's the power source of all life. As the world's #1 air conditioning company, we aim to perfect it. It affects how we work, how we play, how we grow, and how we perform. It's the one thing we all share, and at Daikin, nothing could be more important.
Perfect your air with Legacy Heating and Air. LegacyHeatingandAirInc.com.
Joint pain or injury shouldn't limit you and how you want to live your life. The care team at OSMC can help you feel better. We're experts in orthopedic care, sports medicine, pain management, and podiatry. We take time with you. We listen, then offer you treatment options. You decide on the solution that's right for you. This straightforward approach sets OSMC apart. It's the way to care. Choose the Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center. See us at any of our 6 locations, including our new Granger office.
Here come the Irish. Notre Dame football on Sunny 101.5.
Tony Simeone in the studio as the Irish trail the Toledo Rockets 16-14 at halftime. A quick look at the college football scoreboard. Really only one final of note so far today, but it is a big one. The 12th-ranked Oregon Ducks go into Columbus and knock off the #3 Ohio State Buckeyes 35-28. Oregon never trailed in that game. At one point led by a couple of touchdowns in the early portion of the third quarter. They hang on to win. That is a marquee win for both the Pac-12 and the Ducks. Oregon now likely will find themselves catapult in the rankings. Figure they'd be in the top 5 next week. Interesting to monitor where Ohio State may fall, but that's an early shakeup to all of the prognostications that took place in the offseason. Shows you how fast things can change in college football. We're going to take a break and come back and talk to Ryan Harris about what he saw in the first half from the booth and see what Notre Dame has to do to take this one back. They trail by 2, 16-14 to Toledo. Back after this, after a break. This is Notre Dame football, or this is the Notre Dame Football Radio Network.
We're short of PCO today. Let's try to stay on schedule.
New customers have Emery's exterminator business buzzing. She needs new specialists to tackle a swarm of appointments.
Norwegian tree mouse. That's a first.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Do you bleed gold and blue? There's a bank for you. Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics. And right now, Credit Union One is giving die-hard fans best-in-class banking benefits with the Fighting Irish debit card. Sign up for your card today at creditunionone.org/Irish and put your money where your heart is. Credit Union One, better banking for all of us. By Members' Choice, this institution is not federally insured.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get free delivery when you order on our app through September 14th. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is here to keep your car on the road with the right parts, advice from our parts professionals, and our free loaner tool program. Your local store has more than 80 specialty tools available for your next repair. Refundable deposit required. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts and ask about our free loaner tool program or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
My dad used to say that.
Sure, yeah, it's from Geico.
Yeah, whenever I would ask my dad for life advice, he'd sit me down and say, son, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. And look at me now, a well-adjusted adult with a drawer full of plastic bags I'll never use.
Okay, I'm confused. Was your dad a licensed Geico agent?
Nah, he was just a real good dad.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Toast to Notre Dame football by raising a pint of Guinness. Now a proud partner and official beer of Fighting Irish alumni and fans. Even during these unprecedented times, we're reminded that football, just like a pint of Guinness, is about building the bonds between us all. So here's to the Irish faithful, whether you're Irish by blood or in spirit. Guinness, official beer of Notre Dame Fighting Irish alumni and fans. Please drink responsibly. Diageo Beer Company, New York, New York.
It's halftime between Notre Dame and Toledo, and surprisingly, it's the Rockets with a 16-14 lead over the Irish. Tony Simeone in the studio, now joined by Ryan Harris, who's up in the booth, has seen the first 30 minutes of action so far today. And Ryan, I just have to ask you, the offense was really jump-started there by the freshman Tyler Buckner when he came in for that one series. Notre Dame had 80 yards rushing on the drive that he was operating, only 8 yards rushing the rest of the game. Going into the second half, what do you think the decision's going to be at quarterback?
Well, you know, one of the things I learned playing with Tim Tebow is anytime you have a mobile quarterback, you really have a 12th player on the field. And you could tell when Tyler Buckner was out there, that defense, he held 3 to 4 players on that defense on that big Kyron Williams run to the right because he ran to the left like he had the football. You got to win the game you're in now. And to me, Tyler Buckner gives you that spark that you need. Now, that's not to say that Jack Cohn's been awful. I mean, he's been good. He's done what he needed to do. The pick six doesn't help you, but that was a good throw to a good player and a great read by Chris McDonald for Toledo. So I would go with the spark and just win this game and then start worrying about feelings and what you want to do down the road.
Notre Dame has been so good the last few years coming out of the locker room in the third quarter. What do you think Brian Kelly's message was in the locker room at halftime?
You're thinking too much, guys. Defensively, you're thinking too much, and offensively, you're thinking too much. This is football. Football is fun. Go out in this second half. Have fun in front of your family and friends, but most of all, have fun for your fellow teammates. We've worked too hard to be in a game like this. Go dominate. It's within you. Let's go Irish.
All right, Ryan, thanks. Well, Ryan and Paul will be back to start the second half with the call of the second half. Toledo leading Notre Dame 16-14 after one. Back with half number 2 after this on the Notre Dame Football Radio Network.
It's so sticky.
At Hannah's Organic Honey, business may be sweet, but they need an e-commerce queen bee to lead the hive.
Okay, these jars are going to Jakarta. Oh, wait a minute. Does that say Jackson?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Schedule virtual interviews and talk to candidates right from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Panera believes in saying yes. Yes to clean, fresh ingredients. Yes to the new chicken sausage and pepperoni flatbread topped with rich mozzarella. Yes to delicious mac and cheese. Yes to putting it on a sandwich, creating the grilled mac and cheese sandwich. And yes to impromptu road trips to Sandwich, Illinois. Because that's living life to the flavor fullest. Get free delivery when you order on our app through September 14th. Panera. Live your yes. Pricing and product availability may vary. Visit PaneraBread.com.
Auto Value is a local Michigan-based company. You can find us all over this great state of Michigan. From Monroe to Marquette, we have you covered. When you shop at your local Auto Value Auto Parts store, you'll always be assured of quality, service, and a huge selection of name brand auto parts and accessories. Find out more and shop online at myautovaluestore.com. Thank you for shopping at Auto Value, where service is the difference. We get it.
Ready to start planning your next trip to South Bend? Get ideas and inspiration, itineraries, upcoming events, restaurant tips, hotel recommendations, and more by visiting the all-new visitsouthbend.com. Your next great weekend getaway awaits. After all, Mondays can wait.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents
and Doug. And we're back with Limu, Emu, and Doug for the final question. Category is things you climb.
All right, Limu, what do you think? You sure? We're going with Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Oh, so close. We were looking for stairs.
Huh. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
What's stopping you from getting the original Peloton bike?
I need flexibility with my workouts.
Choose from thousands of classes available 24/7.
It's hard for me to stay motivated.
Programs, artist series, and badges keep you reaching new goals.
45-minute bike boot camp. 30-minute hit ride.
My 45-minute hip-hop ride. You get all that? For how much?
The original Peloton bike is now at its best price ever. Get game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $400 less. Learn more at onepeloton.com.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Simple Green.
Halftime nearly complete in South Bend, and surprisingly, Toledo has a 16-14 lead over Notre Dame. Tony Simeone in the studio. All eyes on the quarterback position as Notre Dame comes out of the locker room. And for the start of the second half, let's go back out to the guys calling the action. The voice of Notre Dame football, Paul Burmeister, and the Super Bowl champ, Ryan Harris.
Hey, Tony, thank you very much. I glance up to the clock, just over a minute left until halftime is over. Notre Dame trailing Toledo 16-14. And Ryan, Tony brought up the point that's on the mind of everybody here in the stadium, everybody watching and listening as well. What will happen to quarterback for Notre Dame? Jack Cohn played most of the way, responsible for 2 turnovers, a strip sack. He also threw a pick 6 late in the second quarter. Tyler Buckner, the freshman quarterback, came in, ran the ball well, completed 1 pass. Kyron Williams scored a long touchdown run on his only drive. Toledo gets the ball first, but when Notre Dame does get the ball back, what would you do at QB?
Well, I would go with Tyler Buckner just because of the spark he brought and that threat of the run. But as we watched, when the team came back out, Jack Cohn was the quarterback throwing the football and still the quarterback with the football in his hand. So I anticipate we'll see Jack Cohn again. And in that case, Tommy Rees must start dialing up some routes that go across the middle where the linebackers are trying to blitz Notre Dame. And then Notre Dame down another offensive lineman for the second straight game. You got to call simplified runs that give a quick read to the back and quick blocking opportunities for the offensive line.
The ball just blew off the tee for Jonathan Dorr. Winds around 10 miles per hour. I'm looking at the flags. They're not whipping too much. So it's a little bit windier, probably a little bit over 10 miles per hour than it was in the first half. But I would not call wind a problem yet. Dorr will be kicking off from left to right here to start this quarter. Toledo will get the ball to start here. They have not scored a touchdown on offense. They have 3 field goals. Their 1 TD was a pick 6. Chris McDonald picked that one off.
They're going to have to hold the ball now as they were about to kick off. Jonathan Dorr approached, and the ball came off the tee.
That's the second time that's happened in this last moment here. So Tariq Bracy on the 35-yard line will hold the ball down on the tee, just like he is basically holding for a field goal. Jonathan Dorr, 2 for 2 on extra points, has not attempted a field goal yet after his heroic effort in Tallahassee last week. The 41-yarder that won it in overtime. Walks up to the ball, now it's a jog, and kicks it away. Ball lands 3 yards deep in the end zone and rolls out the back. So Carter Bradley comes out. 6'3", 210 sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, has showed terrific arm strength throughout here. In that first half, he was 9 out of 14 for 137. Quarterback who's much more likely to stand in and fire than he is to run the ball, making his 6th career start.
Isaiah Pryor is in at linebacker for Notre Dame, and I believe Isaiah Pryor is just the type of player you want. More of a cover linebacker, but also brings a lot of tenacity and physicality. So already a couple of substitutions for Notre Dame.
Daquan Finn is in at quarterback for Toledo. This will be his second series of the game. 6'2", 198 freshman. Empty backfield, throws out to his left, complete at the 20, across the 25. That's his tailback, Brian Koback, caught the swing pass, ran left to the near sideline, gained 1. You mentioned Isaiah Pryor there, the outside linebacker, Ryan, and he makes the first stop of the second half.
And right there, he was able to both stop and read for the run, but because of Isaiah Pryor's speed, also able to make the tackle along the sideline.
Brian Koback, the top tailback for Toledo, was held in check in the first half, 10 carries, 25 yards. Second down, 9 now in their own 26. Koback takes the ball in trouble in the backfield, sidestepping, and goes down to the 25.
That was all J.D. Bertrand fighting through 2 offensive linemen and then falling back into the tackle. Excellent effort by J.D. Bertrand.
Key down here already for Notre Dame as Toledo moves right to left here in this quarter. They have 3rd down and 9 on their own 26. Ball in the near hash. Toledo leads Notre Dame 16-14. 14 minutes left in the third quarter. Daquan Finn, freshman quarterback, looks over to his sideline, now awaits the shotgun snap. 3rd and 9. Notre Dame brings 4. Throws to his left at the 30, complete to Koback, out to the 32-yard line and wrestled down short of a first down. Cam Hart, nice low tackle and a great finish to keep that to a gain of 4 and bring up 4th down 2.
2 points for the wrestling takedown there for Cam Hart. And an excellent job of Notre Dame's defense getting off the field to start this third quarter as the momentum was all on the side of Toledo going into half.
Have to imagine it was a pretty spirited locker room there for Notre Dame, 7th ranked and trailing Toledo at home 16-14. Defense comes out and does its job. Bailey Flint on to punt here for Toledo, standing on his own 18-yard line. Kyron Williams awaits on his own 30. Calls for a fair catch. Ball bounces at the 36, rolls across the 25, down inside the 20, and rolls to a stop at the 18-yard line on the near numbers.
I don't know if they've ever given a punter the game ball, but if Toledo wins, they should absolutely give it to Bailey Flint. He has been a machine for them, flipping the field when there's been static offense.
Okay, so as for that big question that we're wondering up here, everybody wondering who will come out at quarterback for Notre Dame. They have just broken their huddle on the far sideline, and it is Jack Cohn. Threw the pick 6 late in the second quarter, threw a couple of sacks. He started out 7 for 8 in the game, but finished 4 out of 11 for only 25 yards. And he comes out here to start this third quarter. The tailback to his right is Chris Tyree. 1st down and 10 on their own 18. Lined up in the shotgun, Avery Davis motions to the left side. Now he comes back to the right. The give to Tyree across the 10 in trouble as he sprints out to the left side and won't make it past the 12. Safety Nate Bauer in on the blitz as Tyree tried to go around wide to the left, thrown for a loss of 5.
And a little bit of mechanics mishap. Jack Cohn wanted to snap the ball a little later than he did because it didn't bite enough for the defense for Toledo to the right where the run fake was, and Chris Tyree was staring down 2 defenders in Toledo in his backfield.
Williams and Tyree combined 11 carries for just 53 yards. Cohn from the shotgun drops back, throws over the middle, complete across the 15, 20, 25 up the near numbers to the 30-yard line. Joe Wilkins on the short crossing route from left to right. He was about 5 yards in front of Cohn when he got the ball in stride and sprinted for 16 yards.
Tell me you listened to the radio broadcast during the game and calling it while you're not listening to it. I mean, tell me, we've been saying get across the middle with some routes, and right there, Joe Wilkins with the crossing route. That route's going to be open all day because of the blitzing of Toledo.
Now Jack Cohn goes over to his sideline now. Clock ticking, 15 seconds left on the play clock.
Rolling on the field as the ball carrier's knee was down prior to reaching the line to gain. 3rd down.
So they might review this then.
So Joe Wilkins caught the ball right in the middle of the field and turned up, moving left to right in between the near hash and near numbers. They say his knee went down early in that catch and run. So the scoreboard shows 3rd down and 1, Notre Dame from their own 27, instead of a first down after what would have been a 16-yard gain. So Cone and the offense run back out onto the field. Kyron Williams is the tailback. 3rd and 1 from their own 27, 12:09 left in the third quarter. More whistles.
If I'm Tommy Rees, I'm going to continue to have at least one route across the middle all day, because not only is that open, but then it's open yardage for run yards after the catch.
3rd down.
Great offenses play if-then football. If you're going to blitz through the middle, then we're going to get some crossing routes to pick apart your defense.
3rd and 1 from their own 27. Notre Dame 2 out of 5 on 3rd down so far. Kyron Williams to the left, fake to him. They throw over the middle to Kevin Austin. Catch at the 35, breaking tackles out to the 40. Hit him in stride on the quick slant and tackled low at the 40-yard line. Cone to Austin for 13 on 3rd and 1. Defensive end DeAndre Ragan, the freshman, downfield to make the tackle.
And that doesn't even look that good in practice, but a perfect strike by Jack Cone right to left for the first down.
Boy, what a start to this first series of the third quarter after a rough end of the second quarter for Jack Cone. He's hit his first 2 passes in the second half. 1st and 10 from his own 40. Kyron Williams around the right side, dumped in the backfield at the 38-yard line. Deontay Johnson, the outside backer, was there to meet him before he got back to the line of scrimmage. That's a loss of 2.
And again, these run plays are the wide zone plays that have been successful for Kyron Williams in the past, but you need to start calling some downhill runs if you're Notre Dame. Hit that teeth of the defense. Give your lineman a chance to be physical.
2nd and 12. Jack Cone goes out. Tyler Buckner checks into the game. Carried the ball twice in the first half for 37 yards. Kyron Williams to his left. Buckner in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Keeps it himself. Runs out to the left. In trouble and goes down to the 32-yard line. He had a one-on-one with outside linebacker Deontay Johnson. Tried to fake him out as he went to his left. Johnson went low, brought him down, and now it's 3rd down 17 from their own 33. Buckner jogs out. Cone comes back in. That was a loss of 5.
Buckner just realizing the athletes are a little better here, even at Toledo, than they were in high school.
Tough spot for Cone on his own 33, 3rd and 17. 10:24 left in the third, trailing 16-14. He drops back. He runs out to his right. Down he goes. Jack Cone sacked middle of the field on the 22-yard line. The moment he tried to escape to his right, he was sacked by Terrence Taylor, who's been in the Irish backfield all afternoon. That's a loss of 15 yards to bring up 4th down 27 on their own 23.
And Taylor going against the replacement left tackle, Tosh Baker, for Notre Dame. Taylor's had himself a game, as you mentioned, but that was a huge play by Terrence Taylor for Toledo.
3rd straight tackle for loss there. 4th and 27. Grambling on his own 11-yard line, punts it away. High, short, end over end. Ball lands at the 40-yard line of Toledo. A great Notre Dame bounce across the 30 and the 20-yard line. Wonderful bounce there when it hit the ground down to the 19-yard line, as it could have gone out about the 40-yard line. Friendly roll. That's a 58-yard punt with no return. 9:29 left in the third quarter. Toledo leads Notre Dame 16-14. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
Do you bleed gold and blue? There's a bank for you. Credit Union One, the official banking partner of Notre Dame Athletics. And right now, Credit Union One is giving die-hard fans best-in-class banking benefits with the Fighting Irish debit card. Sign up for your card today at creditunion1.org/Irish and put your money where your heart is. Credit Union One, better banking for all of us. By Members' Choice, this institution is not federally insured.
Take your family vacations to the next level with the all-new ruggedly redesigned 2022 Nissan Pathfinder.
Nissan's brand new Pathfinder has the same bold spirit as the original that changed the game for adventure lovers over 30 years ago.
Today, the legend returns with all-new rugged capabilities that help you make thrill-seeking off-road memories.
So get outside and return to rugged with the all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. Check out nissanusa.com to learn more. Towing capacity varies by configuration. Always secure cargo. See towing guide and Nissan owner's manual for proper use.
What's stopping you from getting the original Peloton bike?
I need flexibility with my workouts.
Choose from thousands of classes available 24/7.
It's hard for me to stay motivated.
Programs, artist series, and badges keep you reaching new goals.
45-minute bike boot camp. 30 30-minute hit ride.
My 45-minute hip-hop ride. You get all that? For how much?
The original Peloton bike is now at its best price ever. Get game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $400 less. Learn more at onepeloton.com.
Tourism Ireland and Notre Dame Athletics have teamed up to bring you the best of Ireland. Over the next few months, be on the lookout for exciting announcements and giveaways. Tourism Ireland, official partner of Notre Dame Athletics. Toledo with the ball in its own 19. They look to pass right away. They throw to the far sideline. Diving catch on the out route at the 28-yard line by Isaiah Winstead, 6'3", 210 junior. From Carter Bradley, it was a low, hard offering. Nice catch, gain of 8. 9:12 and counting left in this third quarter. Toledo leads Notre Dame here in South Bend. 16-14, Carter Bradley back in at quarterback after DeQuan Finn, the backup, took the last series. He faces second down 2 in the far hash as Toledo moves right to left here in this third quarter. Notre Dame brings 5. Bradley steps back. In trouble. He's sacked. At the 15-yard line, J.D. Bertrand got him. Outside linebacker on the blitz, his 6th tackle of the day. He leads the Irish in that category. Most importantly, that brings up 3rd and 11 after a loss of 9.
And J.D. Bertrand absolutely destroyed running back Micah Kelly for Toledo on the blitz, ran right through him into Carter Bradley, setting up the 3rd and difficult.
3rd down 11. That counts as difficult. Even more difficult when you're on your own 18-yard line. Bradley standing on his own 12-yard line. Waits for the shotgun snap. Notre Dame brings 4. He stands in the pocket. The ball batted in the air, and it falls down to the 25. Tried to throw a deep in route. Bo Bauer, the linebacker, got in.
There's a defensive stunt going left to right by Notre Dame's defensive line, and Bo Bauer came wrapping around on the left side and got his big paw up and deflected the football to a wide open receiver. So a huge play by Bo Bauer.
Second straight 3 and out there produced by the Notre Dame defense. Again, the Toledo offense has not scored a touchdown. They have 3 field goals and the pick 6 they got against Jack Cohn late in the second quarter.
This is where you want to dial up a block if you're Notre Dame.
Bailey Flint from his own 11-yard line, low end over end. He was in a hurry there. Diving catch made at the 50-yard line by Kyron Williams. Difficult catch there, but Notre Dame will have excellent field position here. 8:06 left in the third quarter, and Toledo leading Notre Dame 16-14.
Just a 32-yard punt there. Notre Dame's going to have the best field position of the day. You have to capitalize, take the lead back, and start changing the momentum if you're Notre Dame.
So Jack Cohn, the center of a lot of focus there coming out of the halftime locker room after Tyler Buckner, the freshman quarterback out of San Diego, took 1 series in the second quarter, ran twice for 37 yards, had 1 completion for 12. Kyron Williams scored on a 43-yard touchdown run to end that series. So a lot of question who would come out at quarterback, but Jack Cohn took the first series. We wait to see who comes out here for the second. Buckner did take 1 play, was thrown for a loss as he rolled out to his left earlier in this third quarter.
And that's where if you're Notre Dame offensively, you got to make a decision. If Jack Cohn's the guy, great. Keep him in there because they knew, Toledo's defense knew, as soon as they saw Tyler Buckner that was a quarterback run, just as they had gotten burned earlier. Defenses learn, and you got to keep Cohn in there if that's going to be your guy to create some consistency for the entire offense.
Here in South Bend, Toledo leads 7th-ranked Notre Dame 16-14. 8:06 left in the third quarter. You're listening to Fighting Irish Football.
What's stopping you from getting the original?
Yeah, that's right. I bet you didn't expect to see me here. Well, here I am. Let me tell you about a little something called respect. You ever heard of it? You know what? I think it's not...
You're good at using your time in the shower to replay conversations and say what you should have said. We're good at your insurance. Find an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
I think it's time for you to get out. You should just leave.
Live table games are now available at Four Winds Casino South Bend. Blackjack, craps, roulette, and more. Try your luck on 1,400 slots. Dine at 4 restaurants, including Copper Rock Steakhouse and Kankakee Grill. Play live poker, and now open live table games. Four Winds Casino South Bend, your entertainment escape. Must be 21 or older. Please play responsibly.
You might ask yourself, when is the best time to start saving for retirement? The answer is simple. It's today. Pablo Rodriguez, your Granger Edward Jones financial advisor, is here to help. He will work with you to build a plan for your ideal retirement by identifying your unique goals and help keep you on track to achieve them. The sooner you get started, the better. Call Pablo Rodriguez at 574-271-7064 to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Notre Dame football on Sunny 101.5.
Notre Dame has second down 7 on the 48-yard line at Toledo. Jack Cohn drops back in the pocket, throws near sideline to Kevin Austin. Ball batted away. Chris McDonald, who had a pick 6 in that second quarter, dove in front of the deep out route to the right here in front of Kevin Austin. Incomplete. It's 3rd and 7. Notre Dame's first
timeout for injury.
Notre Dame's first play of that drive was a screen pass set up from Cohn to Williams that got 3 yards.
Looks like Chris McDonald's down with a bit of a cramp. The sun is out and on him. And one of the things people don't realize, when you're playing on these artificial turfs, the rubber pellets underneath, they absorb all of that heat. So you got heat coming from below and above. Gotta get your fluids, people.
7:26 left in the third quarter. Notre Dame trails Toledo 16-14. Both teams remain on their sideline. Toledo has 3 field goals. They also have a pick 6 from Chris McDonald, the injured player moments ago, who walked off the field. That came late in the second quarter in the final minute before half. Notre Dame has a touchdown pass from Jack Cohn to Michael Mayer from 4 yards out. Kyron Williams has a 43-yard touchdown run. That all happened in the first half. That's how we get to 7:26 left in the third with Notre Dame trailing 16-14. Jack Cohn faces 3rd and 7, moving left to right in the shotgun. Hands off to Williams up the middle, across the 40, tackled low at the 38-yard line here on the near numbers. Maxon Hook, the free safety, steps up, but on 3rd and 7, they go to the ground game, and Kyron Williams gets 10.
And Notre Dame's offensive line just creasing Toledo on the right side. Kyron Williams went untouched for about 7 of those yards.
How excited as a former offensive lineman did that play make you?
Oh, come on. We're back on the ball. Call it again.
1st and 10 on the Toledo 37. Cohn from the shotgun. Williams to his right. Fakes to Williams, stands in the pocket, looks to his right, now runs out to his right and fires that one away before he got sacked. Had Michael Mayer there on the 35-yard line, but he was covered to avoid the sack. Cohn fired it out of bounds. 2nd down 10 now coming up from the Toledo 37.
3 of the 4 receivers on that route were within 10 yards of each other and 5 yards away from the sideline. So you want to start calling different routes that force defenses to play the entire field and spread them out if you're Notre Dame.
Moving left to right on the near hash here. Cohn has Kevin Austin single coverage down to his right. But hands the ball off inside to Kyron Williams. Nothing going. The left side of the line got caved in. Defensive tackle Desjuan Johnson with the stick, gain of 1. And once again, Notre Dame back into 3rd down and long situation.
It's getting a little chippy down there as well. Terrence Taylor, defensive end, who's already registered 2 sacks, talking a little bit of trash. And again, Jack Cohn had the keeper as the quarterback. He may not trust himself, or they may explicitly tell him to hand it off. But if he pulls that ball, he's running for 20 yards.
2nd down. Pardon me. This is 3rd down and 10 on the near hash. Jack Cohn in the shotgun. Drops back against a 5-man rush. Flushed out to his left. Hit as he threw the ball. The ball falls to the ground, incomplete. Cohn ran out to his left. He was hit from the backside. Quinyon Mitchell on the corner blitz got in there. Ball just fluttered out, falls to the ground. It's now 4th and 10 from the Toledo 37.
That's the 2nd time on 3rd down from the weak side Mitchell has come on the corner blitz. So Notre Dame has to be prepared for that. You can do that a variety of ways. Have a hot route by your receiver or otherwise.
Notre Dame has the field goal unit out now. Ball placed on the near hash, moving left to right on the 45. So a 55-yard attempt.
Alert the fake.
They wait for the snap. There it is. Hold is down. Kick is up. Will it be long enough? Yes, it is, but it's no good. No good from Jonathan Dorr from 55 yards out on the right hash. 6:03 remaining in the third quarter. Score remains Toledo 16, Notre Dame 14. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
Let's just take that out of your mouth.
At Ping's Pre-K, the growing enrollment is no play date.
Toilet is not a closet.
She needs more teachers certified in early childhood development.
Is it nap time yet? Lunch?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Cooper Discoverer Rugged Trek is a tire that checks all the boxes of what you need in a truck tire and throws in everything you want on top of it. Start with must-haves like stone blockades to protect you in rough terrain and whisper groups for quiet freeway driving. Add to that dual sidewalls that let you choose between 2 different designs to show your truck's wild side. And the Cooper Discoverer Rugged Trek is a tire that doesn't force you to choose between what you need from a truck tire and what you want in a truck tire. So go with the truck tire that has it all. Go with the Coopers. Learn more at coopertire.com.
What's stopping you from getting the original Peloton bike?
I need flexibility with my workouts.
Choose from thousands of classes available 24/7.
It's hard for me to stay motivated.
Programs, artist series, and badges keep you reaching new goals.
45-minute bike boot camp. 30-minute hit ride.
My 45-minute hip-hop ride.
You get all that? For how much?
The original Peloton bike is now at its best price ever. Get game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $400 less. Learn more at onepeloton.com.
Both defenses have come out of the halftime locker room to play here in South Bend at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame has had 2 possessions, no points. Toledo has also had 2 possessions, no points to show for it. 6:03 left in the third quarter. Toledo leads 7th-ranked Notre Dame 16-14. First ever meeting between Toledo and Notre Dame. The Rockets offense back on the field, moving right to left here in this third quarter. Carter Bradley back in at quarterback. 1st and 10 on his own 37. Quick pitch to the left across the 35, 40, and 45. Run out of bounds here on the near sideline. At the 47-yard line, Bo Bauer with the tackle on Bryant Koback. The tailback picks up 11 yards.
And Notre Dame's defense showing a lot of spirit, but just creative play calling by Toledo all game long. Notre Dame really hasn't seen the same play more than twice, so Toledo going through their Rolodex of plays to stay successful.
Modest numbers for Koback, 12 carries, 36 yards. It's now 1st down and 10 on their own 48-yard line. Carter Bradley's in the shotgun. Gives up the middle to Koback. Met at the 47-yard line. Falls forward. Good, tough finish there out to the 49. And they give him a 1-yard gain. Clock ticking. 5:20 and counting left in the third. Toledo leads Notre Dame 16-14. In on that stop, J.D. Bertrand, just like last week at Florida State, the leading tackler for the Fighting Irish so far. Had some help from Jason Ademilola. Rockets not concerned about pace at all right now. A long look over the sideline. Now 3 wideouts walk over to the right side. 11 seconds left on the play clock here on 2nd down 8. Bradley in the shotgun, faces a 5-man rush. Whistles blow just as he got the ball.
False start on the wide receiver. Quarterback Carter Bradley did the fake
Prior
clap.
to the ball being snapped. Ball start. Offense. Number 15. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And that's a break for Notre Dame. Stops the momentum for Toledo. And also wears out 22 Bryant Koback for Toledo as he still had to pick up the blitz because he couldn't hear the whistle, and neither did J.D. Bertrand as he came right there on that fake play.
16-14, Toledo on top of Notre Dame. 4:42 and counting left in the third. Toledo backing up now. They face 2nd down 13 from their own 45. 60,000 here in South Bend for the home opener for 7th-ranked Notre Dame. Bradley takes the shotgun snap, gives around the right side. Koback across the 45 and pushed backwards. J.D. Bertrand, outside linebacker, in one more time. Keeps that to a gain of 1. Ball now on the other side of the field. Toledo will face 3rd and 12 on their own 46 on the far hash.
Notre Dame lost the best linebacker in the nation last year in Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and J.D. Bertrand looking like he's in his 30th start, just the 2nd start of his career, and J.D. Bertrand slowly becoming the best linebacker Notre Dame has.
Notre Dame showing 4 down linemen, 7 players at least 8 yards off the ball on 3rd and 12. Bradley will face a 4-man rush from the shotgun, drops back, stands, throws over the middle. Ball in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Isaiah Winstead. In the middle of the field, he was about 6 yards short of a 1st down. High offering went through his hands. Couldn't bring in the fastball to bring up 4th down 12.
And right there, Isaiah Winstead heard the sound of Kyle Hamilton coming behind him and decided to stop on the route and did not extend his arms fully. And that's the factor that Kyle Hamilton has. Not just the plays he makes, but those receivers are worried about him hitting them even when he's close.
I think he also heard the sound of the ball. Carter Bradley throwing fastballs, not much touch, a lot of velocity. Bailey Flint on his own 33-yard line, punts it away. High, end over end. Kyron Williams, fair catch on his own 15, backs up to his 14. Good, safe, clean catch. Notre Dame will begin its next possession 86 yards away from the goal line. 39-yard punt, no return. We're in South Bend at Notre Dame Stadium. 3:36 left in the third quarter. Toledo with 16. 7th-ranked Notre Dame 14. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
We're short of PCO today. Let's try to stay on schedule.
New customers have Emery's exterminator business buzzing. She needs new specialists to tackle a swarm of appointments.
Norwegian tree mouse. That's a first.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Toast to Notre Dame football by raising a pint of Guinness. Now a proud partner and official beer of Fighting Irish alumni and fans. Even during these unprecedented times, we're reminded that football, just like a pint of Guinness, is about building the bonds between us all. So here's to the Irish faithful, whether you're Irish by blood or in spirit. Guinness, official beer of Notre Dame Fighting Irish alumni and fans. Please drink responsibly. Diageo Beer Company, New York, New York.
Canon Solutions America proudly supports Notre Dame football. Are your business office needs incomplete? With Canon Solutions America, a playmaker in managed services solutions, we support document management demands, creating powerful workflows to help maximize productivity with cutting-edge Canon technology. No matter the situation, count on Canon Solutions America's experienced professionals to help you reach your goals. Visit csa.canon.com/GMS. That's csa.canon.com/GMS.
Notre Dame 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. Jack Cohn inside give to Chris Tyree across the 20, fighting hard out to the 25-yard line. Nice gain there on first down. 10 yards for Chris Tyree. 3:26 and counting left in the third quarter here in South Bend. Toledo leading Notre Dame 16-14, courtesy of a pick six off Jack Cohn late in that second quarter. Cohn back in at quarterback, now 1st and 10 from his own 25, moving left to right here in this third quarter. Another inside give to Tyree out to the left side, stuck before he got to the line of scrimmage. Hit low and dropped, no gain. Cornerback Justin Clark, 5'11", 180 junior, nice tackle to bring up 2nd down 10.
Those corners are making a huge difference in the run game for Toledo's defense. Kyron Williams, after getting a first down, finding some light up through the middle of the defense, they go back to the edges. If I'm Notre Dame, I'm sticking inside with those gut runs.
2nd and 10 from the 25. Jack Cohn to the shotgun, right back on the ball in the far hash. Takes the snap, drops back 2 steps, throws near side to the 30, complete, but hit right away and driven backwards. Avery Davis caught the stop route at 5 yards right on the 30-yard line and was just driven back right away. A gain of 5, much more manageable 3rd down now, as they'll be on the near hash for 3rd and 5 on their own 30-yard line.
And if you're Notre Dame, time's becoming an issue. You may want to secure this first down and then get to 5 wide and let Jack Cohn pick apart the defense.
Huge down here for both sides. 3rd and 5, Cohn in the shotgun. Avery Davis goes in motion to his left. He has 3 wideouts to his left now. Cohn drops back, stands in, hesitates, throws complete to the 35, to Davis out to the 40-yard line and tackled between the hashes.
Excellent play call by Tommy Reese, using Michael Mayer as a decoy. Mayer went up the left hash. As he came inside, brought a linebacker with him, kind of played a little box out like a basketball player, and that opened up Avery Davis for the first down.
Nice job, Avery Davis, the captain, finding that open spot against the zone, settling down, hauls it in for 10 yards. 1st and 10 now from their own 40-yard line. Trailing Toledo 16-14. From the shotgun, Cohn drops back in the pocket, throws it high and far down the near sideline to Braden Lenzy. Came up with the ball, but he was out of bounds. At the 15-yard line, he landed with the ball, but he was out of bounds on the go route. Quinyon Mitchell, 6 foot, 200-pound freshman corner, was right there with him. After all that, incomplete, and it's 2nd down 10.
The secondary for Toledo has been impressive today. Mitchell, just a freshman, but already with his 3rd play of the game, and Mitchell actually had the football in his hands. Braden Lindsey then becoming a defensive back instead of the receiver he is for Notre Dame.
Tyree out, Kyron Williams in on 2nd down 10 on the 40, ball placed in the middle of the field. Cone drops back, they rush 4. He stands in, he's in trouble. Down he goes. Jack Cone sacked on the Shamrock at the 35-yard line. Defensive end Nate Givhan, and it's now 3rd and 14. Cone lost 4.
I have not seen this many sacks surrendered by Notre Dame offensive line.
They were only rushing 4.
In my time at Notre Dame, it's been an issue, and whether it's communication or the personnel, you got to get some help to your tackles.
That's the 5th sack for Toledo, now inside of 1 minute left in the 3rd quarter. Rockets leading the Fighting Irish 16-14. Jack Cone 3rd and 14 on his own 36. Drops back against a 2-man rush. Sets up a screen. Williams has it on the 35 across the 40. Broken tackle cutting back to the middle across the 50. Hard finish out to the 48-yard line. Just enough for a 1st down. Wow.
Perfect play call for Tommy Reese and the Irish. They sold it well. Jack Cone had his eyes downfield at the last second, turned left and dumped it off to Kyron Williams, who then went inside and then back outside for the big gain.
18-yard gain sets up 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. Jack Cone sprints out. Tyler Buckner is in. Keep an eye on the wheels. He has 2 carries for 37 yards. That came in the 2nd quarter.
I like a shot right here, Paul.
Buckner fakes inside. That was a give inside. Out to the 44-yard line goes Kyron Williams. That'll likely be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Williams gets 4 right up the middle, taking the handoff from Tyler Buckner. So the 3rd quarter comes to a close, and the scoreboard, Ryan, looks...
of the 3rd quarter.
Scoreboard reads just like it did after the 2nd quarter. We'll head to the 4th here in South Bend with Toledo leading Notre Dame 16-14. We're back after this message here on the Notre Dame Radio Network.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Warmer colors, cooler temperatures. The season is just getting started. And Lowe's has everything you need to keep the fall gatherings going. Like getting cozy around gas fire pits. Everyday low prices starting at $249. And keeping things tidy with Ego blowers as low as $179. There's still more to fall for at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid 9/9 through 9/15, U.S. only.
Just when you thought Notre Dame couldn't get any more Irish, Tourism Ireland and Notre Dame Athletics have teamed up to bring you the best of Ireland. Picture the friendly cobbled streets of Dublin City, the buzz of Belfast in Northern Ireland, dramatic cliffs and coastlines of the wild Atlantic Way, and stunning castles that cover Ireland's ancient east. Over the next few months, we'll be bringing you all things Ireland, so be on the lookout for exciting announcements and giveaways. Tourism Ireland, official partner of Notre Dame Athletics.
The 4th quarter is upon us, and this is not what any Notre Dame fan had to expect coming into this one. Notre Dame trailing Toledo 16-14 as we get set for the 4th. Tony Simeone in the studio. Paul and Ryan are in the booth. Let's take you back up there as we get set for the 4th quarter of play.
Thank you, Tony. The scoreboard, exactly as you pointed out, not what the Notre Dame fans want. 16-14, but the Irish on the move. And in at quarterback is Tyler Buckner, 2nd down 7 from the Toledo 45. Keeps it himself around the left side across the 45, 40, keeps his feet across the 30, and run out of bounds on the near sideline. Tyler Buckner faked the dive inside, went around the left end for 15 yards. And now it's 1st and 10 Notre Dame. Where did they put him out? They say he's out at the 30-yard line of Toledo.
What I like is the young freshman learned the coaching point from his earlier sprint. Hey, get out there with determination and resolve. And right there, as soon as he decided to pull the ball, Tyler Buckner was sprinting the fastest 100 meters he could in his life.
4 carries, 47 yards. First time he was into the game was in the 2nd quarter. 10th play of this drive, 1st and 10 from the 30. Shotgun. Buckner runs around the right side, met at the 30 and makes it out to the 28-yard line. Defensive end Jamal Hines there. Shotgun snap around the right side. Nice job by the Toledo defense. It's now 2nd down 9.
Well, I love that play, though. It's something we saw a lot last year with Ian Book. Kyron Williams becomes the lead blocker, and then Tyler Buckner just took off. His speed is impressive.
Buckner now moving right to left in the 4th quarter. 2nd down 9 from the far hash. In the shotgun, takes a nice long look over the sideline. The play caller, Tommy Reese, is up in the booth. He signals it down. And Buckner getting that call non-verbally, walks up to his setter, Jared Patterson. Now he sets up 4 yards behind him on 2nd down 9. Gives inside to Williams, hands off to the right side. He makes it out to the 27. Not much going there. He gains 1. 13:30 and counting left in the game. Toledo leading Notre Dame 16-14 to bring up 3rd and 7. You heard the whistle. And there's an injured Rocket on the 31-yard line.
It's Terrence Taylor, who's just been wreaking havoc for Notre Dame. So great opportunity for Notre Dame here to keep the ball moving, get a first down with the best pass rusher for Toledo off the field.
Terrence Taylor remains on the ground. He now lays down. The junior, as Ryan mentioned, has been making a living in the Notre Dame backfield. 13:27 left in this game in South Bend, and Toledo leads Notre Dame 16-14. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
To show you how easy it is to file a claim with Geico, we hired a nature show host.
In the native habitat of a suburban driveway, the poor victim of a broken windshield is left assessing his vehicle, utterly helpless.
Well, not true. If he's got Geico, he can file a claim online, over the phone, or with his handy mobile app.
But like a lone gazelle, he'll suddenly be left to fend for himself, awaiting his terrible fate.
Nope. Geico will assign him a designated claims team to help him out, too.
So the gazelle gets his car fixed and everything. Wow, nature is so cool.
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
Just when you thought Notre Dame couldn't get any more Irish, Tourism Ireland and Notre Dame Athletics have teamed up to bring you the best of Ireland. Picture the friendly cobbled streets of Dublin City, the buzz of Belfast in Northern Ireland, dramatic cliffs and coastlines of the wild Atlantic Way, and stunning castles that cover Ireland's ancient east. Over the next few months, we'll be bringing you all things Ireland, so be on the lookout for exciting announcements and giveaways. Tourism Ireland, official partner of Notre Dame Athletics.
Ready to start planning your next trip to South Bend? Get ideas and inspiration, itineraries, upcoming events, restaurant tips, hotel recommendations, and more by visiting the all-new visitsouthbend.com. Your next great weekend getaway awaits. After all, Mondays can wait.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Simple Green.
Tight game here in South Bend, the home opener for Notre Dame. That's 7th-ranked Notre Dame, trailing Toledo 16-14, 13:27 left in the game. Good time to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
This is WNSN South Bend, home of Notre Dame football, presented by South Bend Orthopedics.
Terrence Taylor, the injured defensive end for Toledo, gets up and is walking off the field on his own power. And before the defense for Toledo and the offense for Notre Dame runs out with 13:27 left in the game, and the Rockets leading this game 16-14. Notre Dame's offense just getting going again. Jack Cohn led them down the field on their first drive, touchdown pass to Michael Mayer, but just one touchdown in the next 9 possessions. Jack Cohn has gone out. He's taken a series of sacks, threw a pick 6 late in the 2nd quarter. He was out for Tyler Buckner a moment ago. Now Buckner takes a rest. Jack Cohn comes back in the game. 3rd down and 7 from the Toledo 27 in the shotgun. Cohn drops back, steps up, escapes trouble, but not for long. Sacked at the 30-yard line. The Toledo front four dominating this game. It's now 4th down and 10 after a loss of 3. Defensive tackle Desjuan Johnson, defensive end Jamal Hines, and Ryan, they're getting this pressure without blitzing. 4 rushers consistently getting to the quarterback, and Jonathan Dorr has run out to attempt the field goal. The ball will be placed middle of the field, moving right to left from 48 yards out.
And coaches for Notre Dame are going to be upset. Zeke Correll, Jared Patterson, and Kane Madden had 3-on-2. You cannot lose that battle. And they got split by the 2 defenders for Toledo.
Would give Notre Dame a 1-point lead. Snap, Hold, kick is up, plenty long, and it's good. Jonathan Dorr, the hero last week in Tallahassee, good from 48 yards out here. 12:25 left in the game. Notre Dame back on top, leading Toledo 17-16. Looking to share all the great Notre Dame athletics traditions with other Irish fans while away from campus? Visit the new Fighting Irish Pub Network to find Notre Dame fans and programming at local establishments nationwide. To locate game watches and the locations, earn prizes, and more, you can visit fightingirishpubnetwork.com.
That's pretty cool, a little pub network. Some fish and chips. Enjoy the game.
Watch with some like-minded fans.
Yeah, get some of that great tasting Coke Zero, as you mentioned.
Exhale a little bit there, Ryan.
Oh, it's good to have the lead again. Notre Dame without it for a while. And now we are paging Kyle Hamilton. You need a big defensive play to stem the tide here of Toledo, who is gassed. You can tell their players are wearing down. 2 players now have gone out with cramps because of the heat and because of the intensity that they've been playing with, bringing it to Notre Dame.
Jonathan Dorr jogs up to the ball, kicks it off. Moments after he kicked a 48-yard field goal, he lands this one 6 yards deep in the end zone. Touchback here coming up for Toledo. 12:25 left in this game. Home opener for the Fighting Irish. That 48-yard field goal, much needed for Notre Dame. They now retake the lead at 17-16. Toledo will be moving left to right here in this quarter. And Carter Bradley, see if the quarterback, the sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, jogs out. He actually remains on the bench. DeQuan Finn, 6'2", 198 freshman from Detroit. This will be his third series.
Fixing the chain.
Fixing the chain. I'm surprised that's not like a digital laser at this point at 2021. But it's okay, Notre Dame fans. I took off my sunglasses, so that's going to start the rally here for Notre Dame in the fourth quarter.
Well, a field goal started it to put him back on top. 60,000 here on a sunny and now a breezy afternoon. Winds a little over 10 miles per hour. Temperature in the low to mid 80s. DeQuan Finn moving left to right, lines up in the shotgun. 1st and 10 on his own 25. He has Brian Koback to his right. Gives inside to Koback right up the middle, makes it out to the 27-yard line. Justin Ademilola with the tackle. 3-yard gain.
And Carter Bradley comes back in. Different from Notre Dame. If I'm Toledo, I'm leaving Carter Bradley in the game. He's got an absolutely rifle for an arm, and he has been incredibly accurate today and making plays left and right.
He's 10 out of 17 for 145. No touchdowns, no picks. And he waits for the shotgun snap. 2nd down 8 from his own 27. Play action, steps back, throws to the far side of the field. Long throw, batted, bobbled, and knocked to the ground.
Broken.
The deep out route broken up by Tariq Bracy.
What a play by Tariq Bracy, accelerating after he saw his receiver break and using his arms to create that deflection. What a play by Tariq Bracy.
Notre Dame leading 17-16, 11:48 left in the game. Toledo facing 3rd and 8 on their own 27, ball in the near hash. 60,000 coming alive here on 3rd and 8. Carter Bradley looks over to his sideline. Play clock now at 8 seconds. Shouts instructions to his offensive line and backs up. Ready for the snap. Here comes the blitz. Early movement there. Flags come out. It's going to be 3rd and 13.
Ball start. Offense. Offensive line. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Not a fan on their seat. Everyone standing in the stadium, and that noise made the difference for Notre Dame right there defensively.
Marcus Freeman's defense was showing blitz there, induced that 5-yard penalty. 3rd and 13, would you be aggressive or sit back here?
You got to be aggressive if you're Toledo. You are not leading the game, and you've been successful downfield. Find a man-to-man matchup or get a crossing route that's been successful here all day.
Notre Dame with 4 down linemen. No one else within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. Bradley, shotgun, backs up, looks left, now looks right, fires complete to the 22. Whistles came out just as he got the shotgun snap.
Another false start on Toledo.
Prior to the ball being snapped. Ball start. Offense. Number 14. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, the wave was started in Notre Dame Stadium, and it's brought some energy to Notre Dame's defense and some penalties to Toledo.
3rd down 18 now after back-to-back false start penalties against the Rockets on their own 17-yard line. So Carter Bradley in the shotgun is standing on his own 12-yard line. 60,000 as loud as they've been here today. 4-down lineman rush for Notre Dame. Bradley slings to the 15, complete, and drilled at the 17-yard line on the near numbers, gain of 1. Jason Ademilola, defensive tackle, with about a 10-yard sprint to lay the boom and bring up 4th and 17.
What a stop by Notre Dame's defense, and Jason Ademilola coming all the way from the middle of the field to make that tackle on the screen. Incredible effort by the senior today.
So Bailey Flint is right now standing on his own 3-yard line. That is the 6th-year punter for Toledo. Kyron Williams back deep, low kick that will bounce on the 47-yard line up Notre Dame and go out of bounds right away. Not the best offering there from Flint. Notre Dame will line up on its own 45-yard line. Very good field position, 37-yard punt.
If you're Notre Dame, what I'm doing is running the football, taking control of this clock, and getting out of here with a win.
11:06 left in this game here in South Bend. Notre Dame leads Toledo 17-16. You're listening to Fighting Irish Football.
Live table games are now available at Four Winds Casino South Bend. Blackjack, craps, roulette, and more. Try your luck on 1,400 slots. Dine at 4 restaurants, including Copper Rock Steakhouse and Kankakee Grill. Play live poker, and now open live table games. Four Winds Casino South Bend, your entertainment escape. Must be 21 or older. Please play responsibly.
During these busy times, driving all over town just isn't an option. So when your car needs work, why take it to the body shop to fix a dent, the quick lube for an oil change, and the dealer for a brake job? Unlike other body shops, Bill's Collision is a one-stop auto shop. The name you've trusted for over 50 years to restore your vehicle to its pre-accident condition are also certified trained experts to do oil changes, alignments, plus brake and exhaust work. For a limited time at Bill's, get an oil change with up to 5 quarts of conventional oil plus a free brake inspection for just $30. Put your family's safety first and save by having your brakes checked and getting your oil changed for only $30. Call Bill's for an appointment and save with their September service special. Bill's Collision on U.S. Highway 20 just west of State Road 13 in Middlebury.
Bill's Collision will get you out of the fix you're in.
Sunny 101.5 is your home for Notre Dame football.
11:06 left in the game here in South Bend. Notre Dame with a 17-16 lead over Toledo. Jack Cohn remains on the sideline as the offense comes out for the Fighting Irish. Kyron Williams in the backfield alongside Tyler Buckner, the freshman, who's seen a healthy amount of play here in this game. Throws to the sideline. Chris Tyree at the 40, 30. He's got a chance. 20 down the near sidelines. 10, 5, touchdown Notre Dame! Woo! 55 yards, Tyler Buckner to Chris Tyree, the back out of the backfield. 10:57 remaining in the game. Now Notre Dame leads Toledo 23-16.
First career touchdown for Tyler Buckner, and what a play! He fakes the run, and then the Toledo defense lost Chris Tyree as he pulled back and delivered an absolute strike to Chris Tyree, who then had Michael Mayer blocking for him from the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown Notre Dame.
Tyler Buckner, first action he has seen here comes in this game. As a player for Notre Dame, he continues to move in the right direction. Jonathan Dorr. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. 10:57 remaining in the game. Notre Dame now up by 8 at 24-16. Ryan, a little bit on Tyler Buckner's afternoon. He's 2 out of 2 passing. 7 yards. That is 70 yards for 1 touchdown. Also running 5 carries, 49 yards.
And this is the first game he's played in since his junior year of high school. This is incredible by Tyler Buckner. And what I love is he's learned every time he's touched the football. And it's tough if you're Jack Cohn. You've done everything you can, but just the dynamic ability of a quarterback to run adds a 12th player really to your offense, and it forces defenses to stop their feet, allowing your offensive skill players to get behind them, and that's exactly what happened for the touchdown.
You mentioned that Buckner hadn't played much in high school. Sophomore season, tore his ACL in the first game. Junior season was excellent at Helix High School in San Diego. Senior year, he was here on campus taking part in spring ball when they played spring football in California. COVID reasons, they didn't play in the fall, so one season of high school football for Tyler Buckner as Jonathan Orr kicks off the ball, fumbled around at the 3, run out to the 5, and out to the 11-yard line goes Bryce Mitchell. Tried to field it at the 3-yard line, muffed it, went down to pick it out, came out tentatively, and just barely made it past the 10-yard line. Only an 8-yard return.
Well, and a lot of energy now on the defensive side of the ball for Notre Dame. The last possessions in the second half for Toledo, 3 and out, 4 and punt, and then a 3 and out again. So they have not had the success in the second half they have in the first half, and that's because of Notre Dame's defense and the energy they've gotten from Notre Dame offensively, drawing out some drives and scoring some points.
Even though it is a one-score game at 24-16, Notre Dame, 10:51 left. Toledo has not scored a touchdown offensively. They have a pick 6 and 3 field goals. Carter Bradley, the quarterback in the shotgun, walks up to his lineman, shouts instruction, play clock now at 5. He's set up and awaits the snap. 1st and 10 from his own 11. Gives inside across the 10-15, hole up the middle across the 25-30. Still running across the 40 is Brian Koback. Notre Dame territory, 35-30, down to the 22-yard line before he is finally tackled by outside linebacker Isaiah Pryor. Inside give to Brian Koback. 67-yard gain. 1st and 10 Toledo on the Notre Dame 22-yard line.
And Drew White and J.D. Bertrand just overplaying the ball, and an excellent cutback by Bryant Koback right to left, and there was no one there, and Kyle Hamilton just missing an ankle tackle on the 30.
Koback takes a rest. Jaquez Stewart comes up. He's lined to the right as the tailback next to Carter Bradley. 1st and 10 from the 22. Quick pitch out to the right across the 25, bouncing even wider inside the 20 and run out of bounds. Jaquez Stewart, J.T. Bertrand, top tackler for Notre Dame, runs him out, gain of 5 to bring up 2nd down 5 from the 17 of the Fighting Irish.
Again, Toledo using a variety of offensive plays. They're using a play that Notre Dame hadn't seen all day. The run action went left, but the pitch was to the right to set up the man-to-man matchup with the running back against the linebacker. Notre Dame's defense stands tall.
From the right hash, 3 wideouts to the left of Carter Bradley. He's in the shotgun. Glances over to his sideline, walks up to his offensive line. Now he's ready for the shotgun. Notre Dame 4 down linemen. Pair of linebackers on the field. Bradley flips out to the left, caught at the 20 on the numbers, across the 10, and wrapped up at the 7-yard line. Down to the 6 goes Devin Maddox as Bradley caught it, fired a fastball right away to the left side. Lewis made the tackle, but that's a gain of 11, and it's now 1st down and goal Toledo from the 8-yard line of Notre Dame.
And Notre Dame bringing in Kurt Heinisch and Myron Tungavailoa-Amosa, 2 of their more physical defensive players. This is a huge stand right here for Notre Dame if they can hold this to a field goal.
1st and goal for Bradley on the far hash. He's in the shotgun as Toledo moves from the left side to the right. Brian Koback back in the game, shifts to the left of Carter Bradley. 7 seconds on the play clock. He waits for the shotgun snap, takes it, gives inside, nowhere to go. Brian Koback wrapped up right away as he got to the 8-yard line. Quick handoff across the left side. J.D. Bertrand was there once again. The one-time Georgia commit having a heck of a start here. Led the Irish in tackles at Florida State. Same thing today. 2nd and goal from the 8.
Drew White absolutely annihilated as well. Koback, we could hear the hit up here in the booth. So the physicality being brought by Notre Dame's defense.
2nd and goal from the 8. 8:15 and counting left in the game. Notre Dame leads Toledo 24-16. New quarterback in here now for Toledo. DeQuan Finn walks up, goes back and forth from the left tackle to the right, yelling instructions. 60,000 making a lot of noise. Finn takes the snap, rolls out to his right, sets up now, in trouble across the 15, throws to the end zone, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, and the ball falls incomplete.
Isaiah Winstead's going to have a tough time watching film. I count his third drop of the day, and that one in the end zone to get this to be a ball game again. So the receivers betraying the quarterbacks of Toledo today.
Winstead was 5 yards deep in the end zone on the near side here. Ball a little high, but should have caught it. That brings up 3rd down and goal from the 8. Carter Bradley back in at quarterback. They have the ball in the far hash. Toledo looking for its first offensive touchdown of the game. They're just 3 out of 13 on 3rd down. Bradley standing on his own 12 on the far hash. Shotgun snap. Shovel pitch inside across the 10-5 into the end zone. Touchdown Toledo. Brian Koback took the shovel pitch right at the line of scrimmage, ran up the middle, out to the right. He was by himself when he crossed the goal line. 7:48 left in the game. It's now Notre Dame 24-22 over Toledo, and the offense stays on the field as they will attempt a 2-point conversion to tie this game.
Just a tackle pull, one of my favorite plays when I was young playing in college. The entire offensive line for Toledo stepping left and just walling off Notre Dame's defensive line, and the left tackle pulling all the way to the right side and leading the way for Bryant Koback.
Well, they're moving left to right. They have chosen to put the ball on the far hash and to put Carter Bradley in the shotgun. He has Koback to his right. This is a 2-point conversion to tie the game. Bradley from the pocket, backs up, throws near the end zone. The ball falls incomplete at the goal line. He was flushed out to his right from his back foot, tried to give it high to Brian Koback. Little bit too high. Tungo Vailoa Amosa, the defensive end, was in on Bradley right away. Incomplete pass, failed 2-point attempt. 7:48 left in the game. Notre Dame leads Toledo 24-22 on the Notre Dame Radio Network.
I love being able to share with our family who's listening how much we all love State Farm Insurance. With surprisingly great rates, State Farm has saved us money with our car and home insurance.
I mean, you're my wife. You know how much I love a great deal, so of course I'm going to love the great rates and great service at State Farm. It's good for my wallet and for my family.
State Farm meets my needs, plus I get to control how and what I want for my budget. And I do it all from their award-winning mobile app.
Surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Take your family vacations to the next level with the all-new ruggedly redesigned 2022 Nissan Pathfinder.
Nissan's brand new Pathfinder has the same bold spirit as the original that changed the game for adventure lovers over 30 years ago.
Today, the legend returns with all-new rugged capabilities that help you make thrill-seeking off-road memories.
So get outside and return to rugged with the all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder. Check out nissanusa.com to learn more. Towing capacity varies by configuration. Always secure cargo. See towing guide and Nissan owner's manual for proper use.
Auto Value is a local Michigan-based company. You can find us all over this great state of Michigan. From Monroe to Marquette, we have you covered. When you shop at your local Auto Value auto parts store, you'll always be assured of quality, service, and a huge selection of name brand auto parts and accessories. Find out more and shop online at myautovaluestore.com. Thank you for shopping at Auto Value, where service is the difference. We get it.
7:48 left here in South Bend in this game, the home opener for Notre Dame. Little more exciting than the coaches, players, and fans expected. 7th-ranked Fighting Irish leading Toledo 24-22. Toledo just scored a touchdown. They had a failed 2-point conversion attempt. That's how Notre Dame leads by 2. The ball, well, they're not going to kick it off. The wind blew it off the tee, and they will line it up once again. We'll see who comes in at quarterback for Notre Dame. They've been going back and forth between Jack Cohn and Tyler Buckner.
Looks like Tyler Buckner right now standing with the offense, ready to take the field.
And Buckner led Notre Dame to a quick scoring strike on the last drive. Touchdown pass to Chris Tyree. He is 2 out of 2 for 70 yards and 1 touchdown. Also been successful running it. 5 carries for 49 yards. Ball is kicked into the air. Tyree will let it sail well over his head, about 5 yards out of the end zone before it landed. And let's see who comes out here at quarterback. Ryan said it looked like it was going to be Tyler Buckner, the freshman from Helix High School in San Diego. 6'1", 215. Left high school early to take part in spring football this past spring. Remember Brian Kelly telling me before the spring game, you're going to like him. He's raw, but he's incredibly talented. He's brave with the football. And as we've seen here today, also runs it very well. Buckner is the quarterback. Notre Dame moving from our right to left here in this fourth quarter. First down and 10 on the near hash from their own 25. Leading Toledo 24-22. Both tailbacks are in the game for Buckner. Kyron Williams and Chris Tyree. Tyree motions out of the backfield. Tyree keeps it himself, rolls out to the right, and flips the ball to the 25, complete to the 30. Pardon me, that was Buckner who kept the ball himself, throwing on the run to the right out of the backfield to Tyree. Bobbled it, caught it, sprinted for an 8-yard gain.
Well, I love that play by Tommy Reese. The defense can't be right. Buckner's reading as the linebacker who's supposed to cover Tyree. If he doesn't cover Tyree, now Tyree's open all alone as they have receivers getting out of that area. So I love that play call that Tyler Buckner allows you to run.
Buckner in the shotgun now on the far hash, takes a snap, gives off inside to Kyron Williams, tries to work it out to the right side, didn't make it out to the 35-yard line. Defensive end Nate Givhan, the tackle after a Williams gain of 1 as we approach the 7-minute mark in the fourth quarter in South Bend. Fighting Irish leading the Toledo Rockets 24-22.
I like a quarterback draw right here. We've seen that play before. I want to see if Tyler Buckner can just run for that first down, forcing that defense to drop back, thinking he's going to pass.
3rd down and 1 on the far hash. Freshman quarterback out of San Diego stands in the shotgun, takes the snap, gives inside across the 35 to the 37, just enough for a first down. Kyron Williams hard running inside, picks up 3. And that'll make it first down and 10, Notre Dame. 6:32 and counting left in the game. Ball placed middle of the field. 1st and 10 from their own 36. Tyler Buckner remains in the game. He's 3 out of 3 passing the ball for 78 yards and a touchdown. 5 carries, 49 yards.
Just by Tyler Buckner being out there, he forced the defensive end to wait before going to tackle Kyron Williams, and that's why he got the first down.
Buckner from the shotgun. Give to Williams. Tries to go around the right side. He's in trouble. Tackled out of bounds at the 32. This will be a loss. Cornerback Justin Clark, a 5'11", 180 junior, throws Williams for a loss of 4. Injured Toledo player, Ryan, there on the field at the 34-yard line.
Injury on the field.
Another player down with what looks like an injury due to heat.
So with 5:55 left in the game, we'll identify the Toledo injured player right after the break. 24-22, Notre Dame leads Toledo. This is the Notre Dame Radio Network.
Just when you thought Notre Dame couldn't get any more Irish, Tourism Ireland and Notre Dame Athletics have teamed up to bring you the best of Ireland. Picture the friendly cobbled streets of Dublin City, the buzz of Belfast in Northern Ireland, dramatic cliffs and coastlines of the wild Atlantic Way, and stunning castles that cover Ireland's ancient east. Over the next few months, we'll be bringing you all things Ireland, so be on the lookout for exciting announcements and giveaways. Tourism Ireland, official partner of Notre Dame Athletics.
I love being able to share with our family who's listening how much we all love State Farm Insurance. With surprisingly great rates, State Farm has saved us money with our car and home insurance.
I mean, you're my wife. You know how much I love a great deal, so of course I'm going to love the great rates and great service at State Farm. It's good for my wallet and for my family.
State Farm meets my needs, plus I get to control how and what I want for my budget. And I do it all from their award-winning mobile app.
Surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The Cooper Discoverer Rugged Trek is a tire that checks all the boxes of what you need in a truck tire and throws in everything you want on top of it. Start with must-haves like stone blockades to protect you in rough terrain and whisper groups for quiet freeway driving. Add to that dual sidewalls that let you choose between 2 different designs to show your truck's wild side. And the Cooper Discoverer Rugged Trek is a tire that doesn't...
Notre Dame facing 3rd down and 5 on their own 41. Jack Cohn back into quarterback, drops back from the shotgun, throws to the near side. A strike on the out route to Michael Mayer at the 47-yard line. Out to the 48. That's their own 48-yard line. Mayer had 3 catches on the first drive. That's only his second since. He picks up 7. A key pickup there to move the chains. 1st and 10 Notre Dame from their own 48. 5:05 left in the game, clock ticking. They lead Toledo 24-22.
Just a perfectly thrown ball by Jack Cohn, who hadn't played for the previous 5 plays. So an amazing job by the graduate transfer of staying in the game and being a great teammate and delivering for his team when they're counting on him.
Cohn out, Tyler Buckner back in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Keeps it himself around the right side across the 50, 45, leaps out to the 40-yard line of Toledo.
He's incredibly
fast. Fake the handoff, Ryan, and just the quick acceleration to the right side. Gains 12.
He has the speed of a receiver, and he has just turned it up another level since he even begun this game. The defender for Toledo put his hands down as he ran past him.
Tyler Buckner playing for the first time in his college career here. His first series came in the first half. He's led 2 touchdown drives. 4th run of 10 yards or more for him. 1st down and 10 from the Toledo 40-yard line. Kyron Williams, the tailback, fakes to him, rolls out to his left across the 40. He'll keep it himself. Pushed out of bounds at the 34-yard line. Had Braden Lindsey along the sideline, but decided to keep it himself, and he gained 6.
I'm loving the run-pass option. They're having Tyler Buckner run to right or left and pairing him up with the receiver to force the defender for Toledo to make a decision. And there the linebacker came trailing behind Tyler Buckner, and the defender stayed with the receiver, still allowed for a gain there for Notre Dame. That's what Tyler Buckner in the game does, forces that defense to make choices they don't like.
He's almost a leading rusher for Notre Dame. 7 carries for 68 yards. Kyron Williams has 15 for 72. This is 2nd down and 3 from the Toledo 33-yard line. Buckner gives inside to Kyron Williams, wrapped up low at the 31. Ball came out. Williams fumbled. They scramble forward on the 28-yard line, and Toledo has it. Desjuan Johnson, defensive tackle, stripped Kyron Williams of the football. It came squirting out. Toledo recovers. They have 1st and 10 now on their own 27-yard line. 3:26 left in the game, and trailing Notre Dame 24-22.
Well, Kyron Williams thought he had gotten around Deshaun Johnson, but he hadn't passed him, and great play by Johnson.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by Toledo. Previous plays under further review.
But Kyron Williams' right knee might be down. We'll take a look at it as we watch the replay. No, I believe that'll stay a fumble. What a play by Johnson for Toledo to give his team a chance, using his left hand to just rip the ball from the clasped hands of Kyron Williams.
I'm taking a look here as the big scoreboard is showing it. That's going to be awfully close. It was ruled a fumble on the field. Kyron Williams' right knee was very close to being down as he was wrapped up. It's his left knee.
His right knee was right on the arm of Desjuan Johnson. I'm not sure how they'll rule that. Kyron Williams behaving as though it's a fumble, slamming his helmet in frustration on the sideline. And a lot of players and coaches for Notre Dame frustrated with today's game.
Could be one of those calls as it's close here, Ryan, that the call on the field was a fumble recovered by Toledo. They may go with the call on the field since it is that close. 3:26 left in the game. Notre Dame leads Toledo 24-22. The Fighting Irish trailed at halftime 16-14 after Jack Cohn threw a pick 6 inside the final minute of the 2nd quarter. And Notre Dame has been in a fight this entire time.
Johnson was working against George Takis, the tight end for Notre Dame. And just credit to Toledo. Their defensive line has played tough and physical all game long. And that just a crowning achievement for their defense so far today.
So if the ruling remains a fumble recovered by Toledo, the turnover game does not look good for the Irish. That would be 3 turnovers against Notre Dame, none for Toledo. Here comes the call.
Review, the ruling on the field stands. 1st down, Toledo.
You heard Dwayne Height, the referee. Fumble by Notre Dame, recovered by the Rockets. And they are out on the field, ready to go. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Trailing Notre Dame 24-22, moving left to right.
Coach Kelly calling for the fans to get loud.
3:26 remaining in the game. Carter Bradley in at quarterback from the shotgun. Here comes the blitz. Stands in, throws, the ball caught. Terrific catch at the 42-yard line on the ground. Isaiah Winstead. went to his knees to haul that one in between the near hash and near numbers. Gain of 12 to bring up first down and 10 Toledo on their own 42-yard line.
And Winston had dropped 3 prior balls, but no catch bigger than that one. A combat catch, as they call it in the NFL. Cam Hart with great coverage, but the play made by Isaiah Winstead for Toledo.
Carter Bradley now 14 out of 22, 176. First and 10 from his own 42 on the near hash. Fakes the handoff off his back foot. Throws. Ball knocked away at the 47-yard line of Notre Dame on the far side of the field, but a late penalty marker comes in. Cam Hart with tight coverage on Isaiah Winstead. And the marker came raining in from the defensive backfield.
This is going to be a personal foul.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 5. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Cam Hart perfectly timed his right hand to chop through Winstead as he caught the ball. He also had the back jersey with his left hand. That's a tough call to make. I thought it might have been targeting on the helmet, but just a defensive pass interference.
So only 2 plays there, Ryan, in this drive. Toledo started first and 10 on their own 30 after forcing the Kyron Williams fumble. They're all the way out to first and 10 from the Notre Dame 47. 2:54 left in the game. They trail the Irish 24-22. Carter Bradley from the shotgun. Inside Heindoff, going nowhere. Down to the 49-yard line, tackled right on the big ND at midfield. Loss of 1 for Brian Koback.
Koback just running into the back of right guard Tyler Long there. Could have had a short gain to the right side.
Toledo does have all 3 timeouts remaining, trailing Notre Dame 24-22. 2:30 and counting left in the game. 60,000 here in South Bend, hoping Notre Dame can hang on to that 2-point cushion. Bradley from the shotgun drops back, throws to the near sideline, low and incomplete. Had a wide open Jamal Turner. He was by himself at the 45 of Notre Dame on the near sideline, way underthrown. Third down and 12 now.
Well, it looks as though Jack Kaiser got his hand on it and tipped the ball, and thank goodness he did, because there was no one there behind him.
So third down and 12 from the 49 of Notre Dame, likely in 2-down territory for Toledo. Third and 12. 2:18 left. They trail 24-22. Bradley in the shotgun. Ball middle of the field. Takes the snap, drops back 3 steps, stands in against a 4-man rush, throws over the middle. Strike, complete to the 35-yard line. First down Toledo. Isaiah Winstead had the fastball planted between the 1 and the 4 on his jersey. 14-yard gain, middle of the field. Chains move. It's first down and 10. Rockets on the 35 of Notre Dame. They're now within field goal range, trailing 24-22, just inside of 2 minutes left in the game. Brian Koback, the tailback, to the right of Bradley. He's in the shotgun. Gives the Koback up the middle across the 30-yard line. Lunges out to the 28. J.T. Bertrand with the tackle.
Timeout. Notre Dame. Their first timeout of the half.
Notre Dame
timeout.
Fighting Irish call timeout after a gain of 7. Bring up second down 3 from the 28. Notre Dame walks to the far side to its sideline. Toledo walks over to the sideline nearest us. 1:48 left in the game. Notre Dame leads 24-22.
Notre Dame trying to keep some time on the clock to have at least an opportunity to go back down the field if Toledo should score right here. I can't believe we're in this game right now, Paul.
I know, it's been amazing, right?
Toledo bringing it to Notre Dame for the first game home opener for Notre Dame. Playing with grit, tenacity, speed, and I can't say enough about Carter Bradley, quarterback for Toledo. He has been incredible.
1:48 left in the game. Second down 3 from the Notre Dame 28-yard line. Toledo trailing by 2. Bradley takes the snap, gives inside to Koback, hesitates, now back out to his left, stood up at the 26-yard line. Another timeout called by Notre Dame. Jason Adamilola, defensive tackle.
Notre Dame, second timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
So as both teams retreat to their sidelines, once again, Notre Dame has one more timeout left. Toledo has all 3. 24-22, Notre Dame on top, 1:40 left in the game. Third down and 1 of the 26 coming up. So if there is a field goal situation to give Toledo a 1-point lead, Thomas Cluckey Only field goal attempts of his career came earlier today. He's good from 31, from 32 yards out, and 23. So he's 3 for 3 today, also 3 for 3 on his career. He waits on the sideline, helmet on, ready for service here. We'll see if he gets the call. 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Toledo Rockets. A glance down at their stats. Their top tailback, Bryant Kobach, now over 2,700 yards rushing in his career. And for this day, 21 carries for a $122.
The run defense is a problem for Notre Dame.
Onto the field at quarterback is Daquan Finn, the backup with Bryant Kobach to his left. Finn is in the shotgun. Ball just inside the left hash, moving left to right. Ready for the snap. Takes it, keeps it himself around left side. He has room across the 20, 15, 10, far side, into the end zone. Touchdown, Toledo. Daquan Finn faked the inside run to his tailback Kobach there on 3rd and 1. Nobody home around the left side. He was untouched and by himself as he sprinted for a 26-yard touchdown. 1:35 left in the game. Toledo leads Notre Dame 28-24.
Right there, Notre Dame's defense should have been prepared for that. Finn with more rushes than passing attempts in this game. And Toledo did rotate the formation, but you should have been ready for that, Notre Dame's defense.
The extra point is up and in, so 1:35 left here in South Bend. Toledo leading 7th-ranked Notre Dame 29-24. Wow. All kinds of celebrating here on the Toledo sideline. On the players and the little bit of blue and gold down to our left. They're sprinkled in here in the 60,000 plus. Now the big question for Notre Dame, they have 1 timeout left. What quarterback do you trot out there?
You got to put Jack Cohn out there. He's the only quarterback that's proven to march the field through the air, and that's what you need right now. There is no more run game. You have 1 timeout. Feels a lot like Tom Brady the other night on Thursday Night Football. Got 1 timeout, 1:30 to go. Magic can happen, but you need a pure passer, and that's Jack Cohn.
Toledo lining up to kick the ball off. A stunner at this point in South Bend. 1:35 left in the game, and the Rockets now lead Notre Dame 29-24. Line up for the kick. Chris Tyree is deep, standing on his own goal line. Ball in the air. He'll let it sail through the air, bounces 8 yards deep into the end zone. Notre Dame will start 1st and 10 on their own 25. We'll take a good look here at the huddle and see what quarterback comes out. I think I saw Jack Cohn stepping into the huddle.
Yeah.
There on the sideline.
If I'm Tommy Rees, I'm doing a quick pass to get the attention of the defense. 2nd down, I'm using a screen to get the 1st down, and then we'll call it from there.
Jack Cohn, 18 out of 30, 181, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. The Irish will be moving from our right to left, the ball in the far hash. 1:35 left in the game. They trail Toledo 29-24.
The big thing, too, Toledo's had multiple defenders go down due to the heat. Stay in the game, stay on the ball.
Cohn from the shotgun. 4-man rush. Steps in the pocket. Throws it high and far down the deep sideline. Far side contact, and the ball caught. An unbelievable catch on the 39-yard line of Toledo by Kevin Austin. He was interfered with. Penalty marker came out, but the go route down the right side gets 34.
Number 27, defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is a 1st down.
Incredible play by Kevin Austin. He looked like a closet with all that hanging on happening to him, and he came down with the football in the biggest moment of the game.
Kevin Austin, the go route, sets up 1st and 10 from the 41 at Toledo. Cohn from the shotgun, throws far side. Low offering, caught out of bounds at the 36-yard line is Michael Mayer. Cohn was on the right hash through the right sideline, gain of 5. Clock stops 1:24. Notre Dame has 1 timeout left. They trail Toledo 29-24. 2nd down 4 from the Rocket 35. Cohn from the shotgun drops back. 4-man rush in the pocket, runs out to his right. Penalty marker comes in as he fires the ball well out of bounds into the stands to avoid a sack. Cohn excited about the call, a fist pump.
They tackled Kyron Williams.
Holding, defense, number 91. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
You cannot tackle a ball carrier when they go out for a pass. It's against the rules.
You studied the rule book last night, huh?
Thoroughly.
It's Jamal Hines, big defensive end, 6'3", 250 junior. Flag there. Notre Dame on the move now. 1:19 left in the game. 1 timeout left. The score, Toledo 29, Notre Dame 24. Jack Cohn on the right hash. In the shotgun, 3 wideouts to his left, looks that way, stands in, looking, fires to the left, more contact, ball falls incomplete at the 18-yard line, another flag. Michael Mayer was tackled, trying to catch that ball in the 18 between the near hash and near numbers.
And the defensive line for Toledo absolutely gassed.
Pass interference, defense, number 2, the ball replaced, spotted foul, first down.
Now, Terrence Taylor just came back on the field for Toledo. He has been wreaking havoc on Notre Dame's offensive line. If I'm Notre Dame, I'm calling a double route, meaning you show your shoulders and hands to get the defenders for Toledo to try and jump and then continue the route. And I'm also chipping on defensive end Terrence Taylor, who's been a wrecking ball.
1:13 left, 29-24. Cohn drops back, middle of the field, over the middle. Touchdown, Notre Dame! Michael Mayer caught the ball at the goal line, middle of the field. 6 points, Irish. Wow! 1:09 left in the game. It's Notre Dame 30 and Toledo 29.
Excellent play by Jack Cohn, stepping up in the pocket and throwing a high wire right to Michael Mayer where only he could catch it, right inside the left hash mark, crossing the goal line like the end of a track meet. Perfect play, excellent protection, excellent result.
You mentioned the word
Timeout.
protection.
Notre Dame, their third and final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Jack Cohn had time to settle in there and locate his big tight end running down the seam by himself.
By himself.
And Jack was able to float the ball. He stepped up. Well, he had about a 2.5-yard cushion on the defense, caught the ball as he ran inside the 5. He caught it at the 2. His next step was across the goal line, middle of the field. Michael Mayer's second touchdown of the game as the Fighting Irish leading Toledo 30-29 with 1:09 left in the game.
When I talked about it pregame, Michael Mayer, I expected a big game. He had that drop in the fourth quarter, if you remember last week, and couldn't come up with a bigger play right now for Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, I believe we'll see Tyler Buckner again, because going for 2 here is more advantageous than just kicking the field goal.
The Jack Cohn, let's see here, Big Rye. He actually remains in the game. Moving right to left, the ball is on the right hash.
I love the call going for 2 here. That's the right call.
Notre Dame leading 30-29, 1:09 left. So by the way, Toledo has all 3 timeouts remaining for when they get the ball back. So Cohn now empty backfield. He gets under center. Going for 2 here, already up 1. End around to Williams. They give it back to Avery Davis, the former quarterback in trouble. Throws to Williams. Touchdown, Notre Dame!
Whoa!
2 points, Notre Dame. 2-point conversion is good. Wow, what a call. They give the ball to Kyron Williams. He comes out to the left side, flips it to Avery Davis, the All-State quarterback from Texas, rolling to his right, wanted to throw to his right, but he came back to his left, located Williams, who moments earlier pitched him the ball. He was standing on the goal line, hauls it in for 2 points. Did you get all that right?
Oh, I sure did. That's what they call Philly special up there in Philadelphia. You saw it in the Super Bowl. But Avery Davis wanted to throw to Jack Cohn, who was double covered. I mean, who knew Jack Cohn would get double coverage in the end zone? And an amazing job by Avery Davis eluding the rush and then finding Kyron Williams with his hand up for the touch. I mean, amazing play.
5-yard penalty against play-by-play guy for calling touchdown.
I know. It's on the 2-point conversion. It felt like a touchdown.
It sure did.
Like a touchdown, but it was a 2-point conversion.
Had the excitement of a TD, but that was a 2-point conversion. Touchdown pass from Cohn to Mayer put Notre Dame up by 1. Then the 2-point conversion pass from Avery Davis to Kyron Williams makes it 32-29. Fighting Irish leading Toledo. 1:09 left in the game as they line up for the kickoff.
How about Jack Cohn? You've been replaced at times with another quarterback who's a freshman, and with the game on the line, you're dialed up and you deliver.
Kickoff lands at the goal line, rolls around in the end zone, and it's a touchback. And you say, how about Jack Cohn? I throw out these numbers on that drive. He was 3 out of 3, 57 yards, and the strike to Michael Mayer at the goal line to put him up by 1.
There's going to be a personal foul called, whether it's on Notre Dame or Toledo. It's going to make a huge difference. I think it's going to be on Toledo with a late hit.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 11. Personal foul, number 11, receiving team. the distance to the goal. First down.
Huge penalty right there for Notre Dame. An excellent job not retaliating by the young running back who got thrown to the turf after the whistle had blown.
Call against Jalen Williams, sophomore wide receiver for Toledo. So now the ball is placed on the near hash as they move from left to right. First down and 10 on their own 13-yard line. Penalties not going the Rockets' way. That's their 9th penalty, negative 92 yards. Here we go. 1:09 left in the game here in South Bend. Notre Dame leads Toledo 32-29. First and 10, Rockets on their own 13-yard line. They have all 3 timeouts left. Carter Bradley from the shotgun. Notre Dame brings 4. He stands in the pocket. Whistles blew just as he released the ball that fell incomplete anyway. Another penalty against Toledo.
Ball being snapped. Ball starts. Offense. Number 14. 5-yard penalty. First down.
10 penalties. That is 10 against Toledo.
Wow.
They are winning the turnover game 3-0. Not winning the penalty game. 1:09 left now. They back them up even more. It's first and 15, Toledo from their own 8-yard line. On the near hash as they move from our left to right. 60,000 plus home opener. First game ever between Notre Dame and Toledo. Bradley standing on his own goal line. Drops back, fires to his right, overshoots his receiver at the 30-yard line. Wanted Bryce Mitchell on the deep out route. Well overthrown, brings up second down 15. Clock stops, Ryan. 1:05 left in the game. Notre Dame leads Toledo 32-29.
Myron Tungavailoa-Amosa fighting through the left tackle Mitchell Berg and Vitaly Gurman and forcing the early throw by Carter Bradley. That's how one hand washes the other for this Notre Dame defense.
Watch out for the ground game. They have 3 timeouts left. Brian Koback has 122 yards rushing. He's to the right of Bradley. Bradley takes the snap. Again, a 4-man rush. Throws over the middle. Ball complete at the 20-yard line. Wrapped up and brought down to the 21 is Devin Maddox. He have over 100 yards receiving already. 13-yard gain. Tariq Bracy the tackle. Clock ticking, 49-48. Ball at the 21-yard line. They don't use one of the timeouts. They have 3. Bradley on 3rd down and 2. Drops back. Looks to the right. Fires. Throws well out of bounds. Penalty marker comes in. Tariq Bracy was awfully tight there.
The ball was about 5 yards out of bounds, though.
Prior to the ball being snapped, encroachment, offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I find it interesting, Ryan, that they did not use a timeout. The clock is ticked down to 36 seconds. All 3 timeouts left. So what was 3rd down and 2, they let over 10 seconds tick off. They have nothing to show for it except -5. It's now 3rd down 7 on their own 16-yard line.
Well, I think the referees are discussing whether there's an additional penalty being pushed out of bounds.
There's some confusion. Brian Kelly is 5 yards on the field on the 18-yard line.
Maybe a question of putting time on the clock as well.
He had his hands out looking at the referees. Head referee is Dwayne Height.
Coach Kelly's out there. I always love, like, coaches don't understand that they're 10 yards, 15 yards onto the field. They got somebody pulling them back.
I will point out he is about 5 yards on the field.
Now, yeah, because he had somebody tug on him.
When the foul occurred, this qualifies for a 10-second runoff. Toledo has elected to use a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. First timeout of the half.
Okay, so that's a situation. There would have been a 10-second runoff after that penalty. Would have been a 10-second runoff against Toledo for that penalty that occurred inside of 1 minute. However, we've been talking about the fact they have 3 timeouts left. They just used one to prevent those 10 seconds from going off the clock. So the situation now here in South Bend, 36 seconds left in the game. Notre Dame leads Toledo 32-29. The Rockets have the ball, 3rd down and 7 on their own 16. They meet with their coaches on the sideline just beneath us. Notre Dame's defense on the far side.
It's a question whether you bring pressure or not. I would bring pressure to force the early throw and allow your defenders behind you to jump the ball if they think that they see the route from the Toledo receivers.
You're kind of stuck right there. 3rd down and 7, where a lot of times you have a tendency against a defense, and 3rd and long, to be aggressive or to sit back or to do so in third and short. This is that third down and medium where either one would make sense.
When you got Kyle Hamilton who can erase a lot of mistakes, you can take some chances. It's exactly what I would do if I'm Marcus Freeman, defensive coordinator for Notre Dame.
Carter Bradley lined up now. They're moving from left to right. They have the ball in the near hash. He has a pair of wideouts to his right. Make that 3 wideouts to his right. 3rd and 7 from his own 16. Maddox goes in motion to the left side. Whistles below the snap or before the snap.
Previous play is under further review.
The previous play of encroachment. Not sure what they're reviewing. Neither is Coach Kelly. Now Coach Kelly is about 3 to 5 yards on the field.
So once again, they go to their respective sidelines. 36 seconds left in the game. Notre Dame leads Toledo 32-29. Toledo will have 3rd down 7 on their own 16-yard line when they come back, or will they, as they take a look? They're reviewing the previous play. So here's what's happening. How much time was on the clock when encroachment was called? So to avoid the 10-second runoff, Toledo called a timeout. That timeout has already happened. They went back on the field. Then the review came out to take a look at how much time was on the clock when the penalty was called.
And if I'm Toledo's offense, I'm calling in a short route, a quick catch and run, something like a slant, to make sure you can set yourself up for 4th down if need be. This is 2-down territory. Even with 36 seconds, you still got 2 timeouts. So you have an ability here to get a small piece of what you want downfield's not there.
While both teams are in their timeout on their sidelines, here's how we got to this point. Late in the 4th quarter, Toledo scored a touchdown with backup quarterback DeQuan Finn. 3rd and 1, 26 yards out. He ran around the left side for a touchdown. That put him up 29-24. Notre Dame came right back. Jack Cohn completed all 3 of his attempts on the next drive. The final one was a touchdown strike to Michael Mayer right down the middle of the field. 2-point conversion was also good. That's how the 7th-ranked Irish have found their way back to the lead at 32-29 as both teams remain on their sidelines. 3rd and 7 for Toledo on their own 16-yard line as they take a look at how much time was on the clock when encroachment was called prior to the last play.
I think it'll be 41 seconds on the clock. I know a lot of people listening might think, oh, what's 5 seconds? Well, that's an extra play offensively if you're Toledo.
Please reset the game clock to 40 seconds. 40, 40 seconds.
So that's 4 seconds extra. We go from 36 to 40 seconds. Remains 3rd and 7 on the 16-yard line. Toledo now with 2 timeouts left and trailing 32-29. The big issue is where the ball is located. They're on their own 16-yard line. They need 7 yards to move the chains. Carter Bradley, 16 out of 26, 204. No picks, standing on his own 11. Drops back. Notre Dame brings 4. Throws over the middle, complete to the 22. Hard running out across the 25. Tackled on the near hash. That's Drew Rosie, 6'4", 240 senior tight end. His first touch today. Gets 9 yards. Clock stopped at 32.
Toledo, their second timeout of the half.
Kyle Hamilton just destroyed the referee as the referee was in between him and the Toledo ball carrier.
Okay, so it's 1st and 10 now on the 25. 32 seconds left. Toledo has 1 timeout left. Trailing Notre Dame 32-29.
Carter Bradley perfectly placed the football right between his tight end, Drew Rosie, and the referee, who is, I don't know if the referee knows what his name is right now. Kyle Hamilton was coming to lay the boom on Rosie, and he got in the way with the referee.
Ball on the 25, their own 25. Toledo's kicker, Thomas Cluckey, has been hot today. 31, 32 yards, 23 yards. He's made all 3. But on the 25, they've got a ways to go to get into that low 50 range. He's never attempted one above 32 yards. 32 seconds left, 1st and 10 from their own 25. Bradley drops back. Again, a 4-man rush. Steps up in the pocket. Ball knocked out. Ball's on the ground. They scramble for it. Notre Dame on the 28-yard line comes up with it. Ball knocked away by the captain, Myron Tungo Vailoa Amosa. Notre Dame produces its first turnover at the game in its most crucial time. 25 seconds left in the game. The Fighting Irish take over on the Toledo 28-yard line.
Incredible play by Myron Tungavailoa Amosa. He was rushing against double coverage, and then he cut back towards the line of scrimmage to make the play as Carter Bradley stepped up to start running. Wow, what a play by Myron Tungavailoa Amosa.
Moves from D tackle to DN, comes in and strips the ball. And then on the scramble for it, JT Bertrand came up with it. Leading tackler through 2 games for the Irish. Jumps on the ball that they'll keep. Jack Cohn in every quarterback's favorite formation here. I'm going to kneel on it, so let's get a couple guys next to me and behind me. Takes the snap from under center, takes a knee. 19 seconds and counting. Time will just tick off.
Really cool by Coach Kelly to allow Jack Cohn to seal the deal with 6 right tight victory. What a game for Jack Cohn, being pulled, being brought back in, doing his part to help this team win.
Time ticking away, 5 seconds left. The teams are coming out onto the field. Now it's 4-3. Zeros on the clock, and Notre Dame in dramatic fashion moves to 2-0. 32-29 victory over Toledo. Wow. 60,000 exhale.
I'm sweating again in the 4th quarter. Come on. What's going on here? What a game by Toledo. Excellent heart. And Notre Dame just persevering again over their opponent. I'll tell you what, though, Irish faithful, I would expect Notre Dame to drop maybe in the rankings as they nearly beat Toledo at home. Toledo, give them a ton of credit, but the rest of the nation will not look kindly on Notre Dame keeping this so close for 4 quarters.
You can sort through some of the results here. The Irish have now won 10 straight home openers. That's 25 consecutive at home. Notre Dame now 35-5 since the start of the 2018 season. But these 2 victories to start this season come with all kinds of drama and excitement. Just 6 days after beating Florida State in Tallahassee 41-38 in overtime, Notre Dame comes from behind late here in the final moments. Jack Cohn touchdown toss to Michael Mayer, and then a 2-point conversion to make it 32-29, and that is how it ends. Notre Dame moves to 2-0 on the 2021 season as the Fighting Irish now walk to the far corner. And Toledo walks to its corner here right beneath us to salute the fans that made the drive.
Well, salute to Toledo. They played their tail off. Can't say enough about Carter Bradley. He may have made himself a future in the NFL the way he was spinning that rock today.
Glance down here at the numbers as we wait for head coach Brian Kelly to spend a little time with us in a few moments. Jack Cohn, an up and down day. He went 21 out of 33 for 239, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Best thing I can say is he was at his best when the game was on the line in that final drive. He went 3 for 3 and had the game-winning touchdown strike to Michael Mayer.
And that's after overcoming a late 4th quarter turnover. So the grit and resilience of this Notre Dame team, no question, they've got more than any team in the nation. You just want to stay away from those situations, and that's about taking care of the ball earlier in the game. Hats off to Notre Dame for winning in a gutsy performance. You got some questions to still answer going into week 3.
Fighting Irish singing the alma mater in the far corner, the one that is beneath the Golden Dome. As we look out there, got to give a big assist to freshman quarterback Tyler Buckner. Played a lot today. He went 3 out of 3, 78 yards, 1 touchdown. That went to Chris Tyree. He also ran the ball very well. Buckner with 7 carries for 68 yards.
It's always fun when you're a freshman, as I was as well. You go to class, people don't really know you, okay, yeah. And then you go and you play in your first game, and now everybody knows you at your 9 a.m. class on a Monday morning.
Big play at the end by the defense. Notre Dame was losing the turnover game 3-0 until the final seconds there. Inside that final minute, Myron Tungavailoa Amosa with the strip sack on quarterback Carter Bradley, and then JT Bertrand with the recovery. That sealed the 32-29 victory.
Love the Notre Dame.
And Brian Kelly, head coach at Notre Dame, puts on the headset. And I believe Coach Kelly is with us. Brian, we're making a habit out of these dramatic finishes ending in Notre Dame wins. What made the difference from your viewpoint there on the sideline?
Well, we made, one stop and 1 drive at the end, right? That was pretty much it. We needed to come up with a stop. We got the ball out at the end, and then obviously the last drive of the game, was certainly the difference in the game. Look, Winning's hard. We've talked about that, right? I mean, more than anything else. But we've got a lot of work to do. We've got to coach better. It starts there. And I've got to do a better job getting our football team ready. They didn't come out with the kind of intensity to beat a Toledo team who's a really good football team. That's a mature veteran football team that's going to win a lot of games. But the narrative has got to change relative to execution. You know, we gave up too many big plays defensively, and we turned the ball over. You throw a pick six, you know, obviously sack fumble. You know, those things are going to come back and haunt you. So what I'm proud of is that we fought to the very end and found a way to win at home, to keep a streak live. But more importantly, you know, our guys just, you know, found a way to win the game at the end.
Brian, it was interesting to watch the rotation at quarterback between Jack Cohn and Tyler Buckner. Both had their moments. Can you walk us through your mindset there as both were getting significant time there today?
Well, we put him in it to start when we were backed up. We felt like, you know, as you know, we're in a transition right now in our running game. You know, we've lost a lot of guys. We've got guys injured. And certainly that's affecting us a little bit. So, you know, we're kind of transitioning to find our running game. And he obviously adds a dimension to the running game that was fairly apparent there, right? And so then, you know, Jack brings a presence in the passing game that, you know, we felt like it was still necessary because the game was such that we're getting a lot of loaded boxes and one-on-one. So, you know, it was just to try to get a feel for, you know, getting both of them in the game at the right times, and I thought we did a pretty good job with it.
Brian, we appreciate the time right after the game. Enjoy another hard-fought victory there, 2-0.
Yeah, thank you.
That's thanks to Brian Kelly, the head coach for Notre Dame. And the quarterback scenario is interesting, Ryan, but it's one of these deals where it's positive with both after Jack Cohn came back and was terrific at the end, leading the game-winning drive. You can't deny, as Coach Kelly pointed out, the additions, the assists that were provided by Tyler Buckner, though.
Well, and Tyler Buckner absolutely being that 12th man on the field. But the issue is, were they preparing Buckner for the passing game? And that's something where coaches, sometimes you get a player who can help you in one area, but maybe you didn't coach him on the other things. Also, it's a big problem if you have to bring a different quarterback in to get the running game going. And I thought Coach Kelly was honest about that, telling you to transition. But you've got to accelerate that transition with the depth from your recruiting.
Final score here in South Bend. Notre Dame comes from behind to beat Toledo 32-29. The Fighting Irish have victories over Florida State and Toledo to push that record to 2-0. Along with Ryan Harris, I'm Paul Burmeister. We'll be right back after